With Phil stumbling drunkenly out of his bed, appearing in his head all the things he's wanting to be said. 19 minutes of Phil to Phil, with so much time to kill. He promised chill, but all he does instead is beg and show. The stream's online and straight away begins to whine, but all is fine as long as Shaz benign and doesn't step out of line. His content's immature for all to endure like fresh manure, but I feel sure he ran straight to feeling so insecure. The money he earned on yesterday was withdrawn and long gone, as Phil spending impulse is always set to stay on. If supports are also slow and stay so low and fails to grow, you never know, the show may turn into an easy bingo. Once kicked off across the board with charge to what because the squad can be ignored, just how much DSP makes us feel so bored. To help us fight or sleep and try to keep alert to watch a creep who play bingo, but Phil will bitch and why his sheep are also cheap. While DSP is chasing green, we're seeing green across the screen as Phil's routine predictability rivals are slow machine. It's not in burping, leaning ban, it matters not if battery fun is child can't see if hours make him feel less of a man. Takes a drink and starts his like before launching into a big pretending different bills when truth is to buy a wrestling JPEG. Talks about his shitty life of call his cat and fatty life and all his strife of forgetting that it's done well and they were rife. With drama he will react but isn't actor as a fact as he rehearsed to be exact in how he felt he was attacked. She's nearly over and a win is in sight with what to white despite Phil to light that tips were not white. We'll say alright it is okay and now it's time for Phil to play, but first he'll say that tips will help from being off the other day. And with those words we win again, it's never if but always when the game is won. Thanks to that we made it to the very end. Hey guys, King Jet here, and welcome to DSP Bingo for what is today, Wednesday the 2nd of November 2022. Hope you're all doing well indeed. Yesterday was a mixed day for Phil Burnell, otherwise known as DSP Gaming. Remember, I've got to call him DSP Gaming because if we don't, we're trying to fucking cheat the system and stop people from being aware of finding his videos, because apparently we're all fucking, big brained and we stop people finding Phil's videos by never referring to him as DSP Gaming. Yeah, that's a fucking conspiracy theory that Phil's kind of got going in his head. He thinks we've all fucking conspired together to not call him DSP Gaming. Right. Fucking paranoia, man. That fucking... We all live rent-free in that motherfucker's head. There's fucking plenty of space anyway, man. There's no much of a fucking brain in there to begin with. But hope you're all doing well, guys. Phil is here. He's live. He was freaking out about a package. Some guy called Ronnie Blaze was talking about how Phil received 2 care packages today. 2 from Dutch and his little brother. And Ronnie Blaze is like, how would you know if I got a package? Even I don't know that. And Ronnie Blaze is like, because one of them is from me. So Phil's like, yeah, okay then. He's like, wasn't sure what to get you, hope you like the gunner glasses. And Phil's like, that would make sense then, but you might want to be careful about publicly announcing it, considering my stalkers. Thanks, though I had no idea, I have to check later. And they likely just left it in the mailbox, which means I have to for a walk. That's what Phil said, I have to for a walk. I said I meant go for a walk, essentially. And Mike was like, I'm sorry for the walk, man, but me and my brother Dodge would really appreciate you doing an unboxing or something. And then Phil just ignored the fuck out of him, so there you fucking go. There you go. So yeah, Phil was Phil was going to be late, apparently, or his risk of being late, because of Jasper having, apparently Jasper had a hairball or something, and Phil freaked out. So he's like, yeah, I might be late for stream, I need to clean up this mess. And I assume Kat was just standing in the fucking middle of the living room the whole time, just pointing at all the areas where Phil had to clean up. She doesn't really seem to do that herself, she just seems to just stand there and wait for Phil to fix it. Going by the narrative that Phil has told us anyway, Kat never seems to fucking fix things. She just breaks it and then points at Phil for fixing it. There, Phil, over there. Go over there and sort it out, Phil. I'm just going to stand in the middle of the fucking room and point at what needs sorted. Christ, man. Anyway, I'm not going to waste too much more time. I'm going to spin the wheel, and as you guys can hear, we've got music again. I managed to get the music working again, so we can hear Meerkat's quality tunes once more. Darks to the Phil, hope you're doing well, pal. Your image the other day was quite horrific, but it was very good as well. It was a horrifically, robust image that Darks to the Phil shared from Hillary Clinton's Halloween get-up. And our work today is, oh, fantastic! We have, apparently there's something wrong with the title. Well, this title's normal, Phil's title, November 2nd, 2022. If you mean my title, I did make a mistake of it before, but I fixed it though. The stream title should be fixed. For this stream. There was a wee typo when I was typing the month in. And I added like a 6 randomly in between So like 116 instead of just 11 for a month. But yeah, this stream anyway should have a corrected title. But I did make a mistake before when I was setting up a stream initially. But yeah, it's a bingo word for today. Now guys, I have something to share with you, and I have something I need to make sure you're okay with. Oh, Gregor likes saying Americans do month day. You Americans are fucking weird with a fucking month and then day and then year. Why do you not just fucking do day, month, year? It makes fucking more sense. You know, this is like the day followed by the month followed by the year. It makes far more sense. But nah, fucking Americans have to be fucking different, don't they? You know, fucking. Let's play this game where we mainly carry the ball and throw the ball. What should we call it? Football. Okay, great fucking idea, fucking nutters. I have something though to talk to you guys about. I have to disclose something. The word meaningful is going to be the centre square today. Every time. This is the last chance for meaningful. No, this is the last chance for meaningful. This is it. And I've said it as well, the description as well, I put the description in there. Last chance for meaningful. He's saying it a lot, he always says it, it seems to always fucking say it lately. It is going in today, and it's guaranteed to be in there. It is going to be the free space today in the centre of the goddamn bingo card. Whatever bingo card we pick, it's in there. So this is the last chance saloon for meaningful. If it is hit today, if he says meaningful, I will include it in the normal rotation. It won't. No, sorry. This is the only time I'm going to put it back in the centre square. It's got a chance today to redeem itself. And if he says it today, I will put it back in the big, big rotation of, choices for words that could be in the future bingo cards. So I just had to get out of the way. Now you know. So, that's the wrong thing. Hang on a second. So, I need a number. I need a number, guys, between 1 and 225. The first number in chat I see where the bingo card I picked for today's game. DJ Dino is in there straight away with 69. So DJ Dino with the fucking profit answer of 69. That's the first number I saw in chat, so we're going to go with that. The 69th bingo card looks like this. It's left hand side here. We have Phil saying Twitter, him doing a leaning ban, him saying chill, react, and him giving a years ago story, then him saying on demand, him doing defence mode, him butchering a word, him bumping his microphone, and him saying likes, then him saying nobody or no one, him being toxic, him saying meaningful, this is a fucking last chance for him to fucking say it during a bingo, him saying bills and food talk, then we've got him saying life, lip smack, support, stash scratch, and the annoying T sound. Quite a lot of action things on this card today. And finally him saying day off, which he should say because tomorrow's his day off, business, oh, the arm flail, and necessarily. I think this is a decent bingo card. Although I always fucking say that, I know I always fucking say that, but every time I see a bingo card, I do feel somewhat confident, and we're fucking due a bingo as well, so to be honest guys, we're due a fucking full house. A couple of wee rule changes I've made as well. It is not, so hang on 2 seconds, let me just save this bingo card first, and then I'll explain to you a couple of wee tweaks I've made to try and, tip the odds in your favour. See, I'm potentially doing myself out here, but I'm trying to tip the odds in the favour of the chat to try and win a full house. I have saved the bingo cards. Phil not live yet properly, is it? Nice. But Phil's explained to you in his chat what happened this morning to him. He's going to brush his teeth and then get started. I have to throw my comforter into the dryer first. Jasper threw up all over it with hairballs. So we've got 2 kg drama coming. Phil's going to be back very soon apparently to properly start, so I better fucking get set up quickly. Let me tell you guys, so it's still 100 likes. 100 likes on this stream, not DSP stream. I don't give a shit how many likes DSP stream gets. But if we get 100 likes on this bingo stream, that's a free space. I've also lowered the snorts for a free space as well, because it is no longer summer, the allergies are not as prominent for Phil Burnell, he does not snort as much. So I've lowered it to 25 snorts on a stream, equaling a free space for the bingo card. So I think it's quite a reasonable thing to lower it to. And by the way, it doesn't necessarily have that. Usually, it still gets quite a low number of snorts, even with this being lowered to 25. I don't think he's hit 25 in the last couple of weeks, to be honest. I'm not entirely sure. It just depends how snorty he gets, I guess. And yeah, Train makes a good point, which I heard on That Being Said podcast. I think Meth Bear brought up on That Being Said podcast, 2KJ is a short-haired cat, he shouldn't be getting hairballs like that. That's exactly what I feel, yes. Brad Burning says, is there a reason why Phil has been streaming earlier recently? The reason is time zones. So the time zones changed in the UK, and I think throughout Europe as well, but America are a whole week behind. The American clocks do not go back an hour until this coming Sunday. There's literally a week apart. This is the only time when it's going to be out of sync like this, well, until the clocks change again. But yeah, we will go back to normal streaming times. If you're in the UK anyway, I have to stream an hour earlier. So I'm not sure what it's like for Canadians, for example. I assume they follow kind of same time zone stuff as, you know, Americans do. But the clocks went back in the UK, at least. So I start streaming at 5:45pm. I start streaming instead of 6:45pm. I have to start bingo at 5:45. But I know the clocks go back in America this coming Sunday, so that'll change again for everyone, at least, you know, for UK people anyway, to 6:45. So yeah, there you go. Yeah, Canadians follow the American model. There you go. So Greg Alex saying we can't get times or dates right. I mean, there's nothing I could do. I mean, I actually nearly forgot that Phil was like Phil technically earlier for me. But I mean, there's pros and cons to Phil being earlier than usual. There's definitely pros and cons to it. But yeah, fuck it. Let me get the bingo card set up for you guys. I'm going to turn the music up and mute myself. You guys can enjoy some Moo Cat music, which I got to fix again, by the way. And we'll wait for Phil to go properly live, which is apparently due very, very soon. So thank you very much, guys, for helping me pick the bingo card. And fingers crossed we get a full house today. So here we go. We've got an absolute banger of a tune to enjoy. Well,
WWE champion time.
Go, 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 go. Into the money, stupid fuck. I love it. Go, 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 go. By eBay. Hell!
It's been tough. I always think that it's my fault.
Drinking gin.
Yep, I'm toxic. I love Hulk Hogan's dick. My ass is so fucking stretched.
Oh, no, you didn't, you motherfucking piece of shit cocksucker. Mark my fucking words. I'm coming for you.
For now?
Go, 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 go. Into the money, stupid fuck. I love it. Go, 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 go. By eBay. Hell! Hateful slurs. Lame brain pieces of dumb fucking hateful slurs.
Why am I toxic?
I love it.
Hey, Mr. Brunel, you there?
I am present.
Right, I understand. He's claiming that he's got $5,000 a month in expenses and only $5,000 a month in income, and net's about $35.
It's Kevin's fault.
The topic I want to discuss is depression. Depression is not a joke. It's not something to be joked about with. You are not alone. You are not a horrible person because you have this. It's not your fault. There's still this back here. And it's still in the back of my neck, the back of my head, the back of my mind, and it's always telling me. It's WWE Champions time.
It's been tough. Over the last decade. It has. It's been tough. It's been tough. Over the last decade. It has. It's been tough. It's been tough.
Phil's a beggar. Phil's fat. Phil's a loser.
It's been tough.
Phil's a faggot. Phil's fat. Phil's a loser. Phil's a beggar.
It's been tough.
Phil's a beggar. Phil's fat. Phil's a loser.
It's been tough.
Phil's a faggot. Phil's fat. Phil's a loser. Phil's a beggar.
Super Meat Boy is in the stream chat, whining and complaining, saying that I never talk to anyone unless they tip me or they send me money, which is completely false. All he's been doing is sitting there all night complaining that he's depressed and no one cares. And everyone's basically ignoring him because you're like, dude, we just don't care. You know, you come in and the first thing you say is you're depressed. And what are we supposed to say to that? Now he expects that I'm going to derail the whole stream to talk to him live. So let's do it. Super Meat Boy, how you doing? You're really depressed tonight, huh? You're really depressed.
My stream is my place of business.
The company's name is Brunel Productions. It is internet content creation of on-demand and also live video streaming services.
Big up to your dad. I'm the one who operated a successful YouTube channel. Please tip me. I'm the one who operated a successful YouTube channel. Because I have bills coming up. Please pay my bills. I'm nervous. Draft for cash.
You better take a sip.
Please pay my bills. I'm nervous. Draft for cash.
Get a real fucking job.
I'm the one who operated a successful YouTube channel. Please tip me. I'm the one who operated a successful YouTube channel. Because I have bills coming up. They fucked me again, left and right, and my ass is so fucking stretched out at this point. It's time to push back. It's time to push back. I'm the one who operated a successful YouTube channel. Please tip me. I'm the one who operated a successful YouTube channel. Because I have bills coming up. I've never ever used a hateful slur. Ever. And that pisses me off. I want to watch some faggot. Some homo. Who's a nigger?
You better take a sip.
Right, Phil is going live now, his stream is going live, he's got his Data Central playing as you guys can see. You all know the drill by now guys, harass the absolute ever-living shit out of me in chat if I miss anything on the card. You know, just obviously we're trying our best to get a full house today. It'd be great if I can give back to you guys and give a prize to you guys. Because you guys have always been so generous and so kind with all your, contributions and that shit. And we've only ever won 3 times for, bingo. So I want to get back to you guys more often, you know what I'm saying? Not too often, I'm talking not charity here. But you get what I'm saying though, you know what I mean? So keep me right in the bingo card. Let's work together. Good fucking luck guys. Here we go.
Good morning everyone and welcome to the Level 1 podcast. We're busy having fun here on Level 1 and I got a cat on my lap.
It's not just me. The camera is really fucking low for some reason. It's not just me fucking, by the way. Look how low this camera is compared to usual. It's bizarre to me, but it's really fucking low compared to usual. So just pointing that out there. In case people are thinking, what the fuck have I done? No, it's not me, it's Phil. Jasper being there though is a good thing for us because it might mean a lot more snorts, which means a free space if we get 25 of them.
Lap. What's going on everyone? I'm Phil and welcome to the show. Today is, I lost my train of thought when he jumped on my lap. Today is Wednesday, November 2nd, 2022. How is everyone today? Hope you're doing well. I'm having a chaotic day today. And what I mean by that is not a normal day where I would have my normal routine. Because of this little guy right here. This guy threw me for a loop this morning. So, I'll tell you the story. Some days my wife opens at her job. And that entails that she has to get up much earlier than me. By about 2.5 hours earlier than me. Which is all well and dandy, except that we have a cat. And when you have a cat, the cat wakes up with the person. So when my wife, cat, is getting up, like 7 in the morning, that means Jasper the cat is also getting up at 7 in the morning. That also means that Jasper the cat is bored because cat is having breakfast, showering, getting ready for work, which is not particularly interesting things for Jasper the cat. So, Jasper, does some hijinks. By the way, the camera is definitely off. You notice that? And I tried to fix it yesterday, and now it's wrong again, so I have to, lower the camera again. Unless, hold on a second, I think I know what's going on here. Yep, I'm stupid. Hold on. I was like, why is it, so close, extreme zoom in? That's why. Because I didn't make the camera fit the frame. There we go, that's better. So anyway, basically I'm trying to get some extra sleep. Because I don't have to get up for another 2 hours. Typically, I don't know. It depends on the day. Oh, my controller batteries are low. This is telling me, even though my controller is off. How does it know? Maybe the controller was on and it went idle. Well, I'm going to swap that in a second. So basically, on a normal day, I'll get up around typically it's between 8 and 9, usually on the later side.
Oh shit, no, we're not buying that whatsoever. He gets up between 8 and 9. This is the same guy that said he fucking couldn't wake up at 9 AM because it would have fucking killed him. for some sort of stream, some sort of gamer stream, they could have covered. The stream started at 9 AM for him to potentially cover, and he's like, no, I can't get up at that time. No, there's no way he gets up between 8 and fucking 9. Not usually. No fucking way. I refuse to accept that bullshit.
Closer to 9.
Oh yeah, I just noticed that. His tips already at $21. What the fuck? Does somebody tip him before the stream? I'm baffled by it. You guys can see that $21 in tips. Anonymous tipper gave him $21, and I guess somebody tipped him before the stream. So he's counted it immediately straight away before even getting to shoutouts. I guess I'll explain it very, very soon, I imagine.
But it depends on the day, and it depends on what else is going on. You know, on a certain day, maybe I want to shower before stream, or if I know there's more going on in the morning, I need to get done before stream, or if it's just a typical day, usually what I do is I get up, I usually shower the day or the night before, so I get up and I kind of wash up a little bit, you know, get a washcloth, wash my face or whatever, brush my hair, eat some breakfast, brush my teeth or whatever, and then get ready for the stream. So I still had, you know, a couple hours left to get some rest. Jasper would have none of that, okay? Jasper would have absolutely positively none of that. He's like, you are not getting any more rest. So he's dancing on the bed, on me. He's trying to wake me up. He's nudging me. He's doing every possible thing to try to get me awake, even though I don't need to be awake. And I'm like, oh, Jasper, you gotta stop, man. You know, it's ridiculous. So I basically kind of drift back into a half sleep. It's kind of hard to fully sleep again. You know, my wife's getting ready for work, and there's noise in the house and everything. So it's not like I can fully get a great rest or anything, regardless. But trying to get the, here we go. It's a little better because it was too. I felt that was too. What's funny is this is what the camera will want to be at naturally. I look too yellow, so it's kind of like I gotta find that in between. There you go. That's better, right? So I'm finally like, all right, I'm gonna get a little bit of natural, you know, get some rest, another hour or two maybe. So I'm drifting in and out of sleep, and I start hearing whoop, 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 whoop. Now, anyone who has a cat knows what that means. Immediate disaster. That cat is about to vomit everywhere.
Okay, hang on a second. Is Meerkat still here? Because if he is, there's a fucking you can use that as some sort of fucking strange dubstep remix there. Phil's providing you a fucking sick beat right there.
Anyone who has a cat knows what that means. Start hearing.
This is a sick beat just ready to get fucking manipulated by somebody who's cleverly talented when it comes to music.
Whoop, 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 whoop.
There you fucking go. There you fucking go. So yeah, have that. If you got if you that's what I'm saying. As soon as I heard Phil do that, I'm thinking there's your fucking beat right there for your next fucking banger of a tune to go up on Snortwave Records, Snortwave Media. There you fucking go.
Now, anyone who has a cat knows what that means. Immediate disaster. That cat is about to vomit everywhere. What is the cat gonna vomit, and how badly will the vomit be? Is, you know, up in the air. You never know. So the thing is, I'm half asleep. So it's not like I can wake up to stop him or anything. And I'm like, oh, Jesus. So, I'm just kind of like, I'm drifting in and out of sleep. So then I actually hear later on, probably like maybe an hour later, I hear my wife talking to Jasper downstairs, and she goes, oh, Jasper, I can't believe you just did that. And I'm literally walking out the door to get to work. You know, I hope Phil sees that when he wakes up. I'm on the way out. Like
whoa, he's throwing Cat under the bus again. Cat was there for like a whole hour or something. No, hold on a second. I mean, if we have to take Phil at his word, which is a very risky endeavour, I know, because it's hard to trust Phil Burnell, once again, his wife is getting thrown under the bus, and like she didn't bother. So if Phil's to believe, Kat's responsible for this as well in terms of not trying to bother clean up. She only looked after her own concern. She got herself ready. She would have heard. I assume she would have fucking heard Jasper going bloop bloop bloop, whatever the fuck that fucking thing was that Phil was in. What in the fuck? I need to remind us.
And
this is going to be another fucking long one today. I have a feeling I'm going to hours fucking behind Phil, but god damn it, he is making me react.
I'm like, oh, Jesus. So, I'm just kind of like, I'm drifting in and out of sleep. So then I actually hear later on, probably like maybe an hour later, I hear my wife talking to Jasper downstairs, and she goes, oh, Jasper, I can't believe you just did that. And I'm literally walking out the door to get to work. You know, I hope Phil sees that when he wakes up. I'm on the way out. Like, she must have had her arms full of all her stuff for work, heading out to the garage. What's she going to do, stop everything to clean up vomit when she's already on the way out the door? Of course not. So I actually ended up getting up way earlier than usual, because usually, like I said, I would get up between like the second half, like into almost 9, but I ended up just getting up and I started looking around the house and I'm like, oh my God, this cat. So he had hairballs, and he doesn't always have hairballs. It's not like a regular thing with him. It's actually, I'd say, he only gets hairballs at most once a month, and maybe not even that. It's actually quite rare when he gets them. I think what it is right now we had the change of seasons. So last month, maybe some extra grooming, some extra shedding. We do brush him regularly, so it's not like he's an overabundance of loose hair, but it just happens. It's a natural thing with cats. You just have to kind of deal with it. You have a cat, there's going to be hairballs involved. The problem was he decided to barf everywhere. Like, he barfed on the comforter on our bed, and the whole comforter has a giant fucking stain with hair and vomit. And like, oh, God. And then he did it multiple places throughout the house. And I'm like, I guarantee you, it's not just 1 or 2. It's probably all over. And I was right. Like, I basically had to go on a fucking vomit scavenger hunt this morning.
That's what you fucking get for ignoring him, you fucking lazy bastard. You get what you fucking deserve for ignoring that poor cat when he was not fucking well. You ignored it so you can get your fucking beauty sleep because fuck knows you need it. What the fuck is wrong with this guy? He gets what he fucking deserves, and also, so I'm not too clued up on cats. I used to have a cat growing up, and a family cat, but I never really got hairballs that much, and plus it was an outdoor cat. I know it's kind of normal, for America, to have indoor cats mainly. To me, it's kind of strange. I'm so used. I grew up with a cat that liked going out and exploring, just basically going about the place. And that cat would fucking make pals, so I can fucking make friends with foxes and all that shit. It's just not, to me that was normal for cats to fucking make pals with our cats or fucking other creatures like foxes and all that shit. But it's bizarre. Our cat never fucking experienced that kind of issue. It was a normal. I don't know. I don't think it was a short hair or long hair. It was just a fucking normal haired cat, a black and white cat. Just like Postman Pat and that wee black and white cat he had. But yeah, it was just a normal fucking cat. It wasn't like short or long. It was just a cat, and it never fucking had many issues at all with hairballs or whatever. And Stevie is definitely a cat person for sure. That's a worrying amount of vomiting, he says. If your cat is chucking up that much, it is ill and needs to be taken to the vet. Well, there's a fucking future bill waiting to happen right there. Can't wait for Phil to spring that in his audience. Give More Blood says, I have 3 cats, you crazy bastard. They get hairballs if you don't groom them, or you need to give them anti-hairball food. Okay. There's Prophet's first sex plot right there. Might get rid of that. There you go.
Disgusting. And I found probably about 3 different places. No, 4. I think it was 3 places where I found hairballs, and 1 place it was just a little bit of like spit. So I had to clean up the whole house this morning, and then in addition to that, I had to clean the comforter because obviously I'm not going to leave that disgusting comforter on the bed. So I threw that in the wash, but the comforter takes about an hour to wash, and actually just about now, like no exaggeration, it should be finishing in the washer. So once I finish this intro to the podcast, I'm actually going to run downstairs and throw the comforter from the washer into the dryer. And then by the time the podcast ends, the comforter should be dry. And if not, I can run it for a second cycle and then it'll definitely be dry. Okay? In fact, I think I just heard it go off. It just went off right now. I just heard it. It went click and then it plays a little ditty. I have a LG washer, so when it's done with its cycle, it actually plays a little song through your house, like a happy little song. It's kind of nice and also lets you know that, oh, that's the unmistakable sound that my clothes are done. So yeah, this morning has kind of thrown me into disarray from what I normally would do. I certainly didn't get my normal relaxing morning where I get to stare at nature and sip on my coffee and do my normal stuff. Instead, it was me running around the house, cleaning up messes, throwing things in the wash, and basically rushing to try to get here to stream. That's why I had tweeted, oh, I might be late. Luckily, I was not. Okay? So, if you could bear with me, give me a second. I'll run downstairs quick. I'll just toss that comforter into the dryer. I'll swap out my battery on my controller, which now tells me it's dead. And then we'll actually get started with the real podcast. We got a lot to talk about today. I want to briefly recap this week. I want to give you a preview of next week. We have a lot of game news going on today. There was a big announcement about PSVR this morning and other things like there. So I have a lot to share with you today and discuss and chat about, which I think will be fun. So I think we're going to do that. All right? But let me go toss the comforter into the dryer. It'll be like 2 minutes. I'll be right back. You'll hear me do it. I'll leave the mic on. You'll probably hear me plodding through the house. Here we go.
Run faster, little piggy. Run like your comfort depends on it. Right, fuck this idea. I'm just gonna speed up. Fuck it. I'm going 2 times speed. I'm just gonna go 2 times speed until it gets back. And then I'll probably just slow it down to 1.25 speed. Let's listen to 2 times speed of Phil plodding about his fucking big ass empty home. It's such a big ass home for such a fucking, you know, such a small household. It's really bizarre why he fucking made himself bankrupt getting himself a place like this. Especially in an area where it's quite expensive. He could have gotten a kind of similar sized place in different areas of the country. Or far cheaper. It's just bizarre to me. He does it to himself. I cannot wait for the time to come when he's going to blame detractors for him going to Seattle. Like it's our fucking fault he ended up there or some pish.
Money, money, yeah, yeah. Money, money, oh, money, money, yeah, yeah. Money, money.
Thank you very much to Barrett Wells on Super Chat. It says Cat will beat him with a phone book if he didn't clean up 2KJ's mess. Exactly, yeah. I mean, that's what I'm saying. I cannot believe that once again it was Cat's fault. He threw Cat under that bus massively. She was there the whole time. So when Jasper started giving the hairballs, which was like a whole hour before she left, apparently, going by Phil's narrative. So Cat was there the whole time getting ready. And apparently it takes like fucking an hour to get ready or something. I mean, I'm a guy, it doesn't take me too long to get ready, but at the same time, I know sometimes it takes women ages to get ready. That's a kind of stereotype, I know. But it is what it is sometimes. Some people are different, some people... I know some guys that take fucking ages to get ready, which is bizarre, but some guys are quite, you know, attentive when I look at it.
Hold on, let me change the battery quick.
Oh, he's back. I love how he fucking waved at the fucking... See, look at no. He waved it towards the fucking camera.
Hold on, let me change the battery quick.
I'll just wave it in front of you guys. Here, this battery here, this fucking battery right here, let me wave it in front of you guys, just so you guys can see. This is the fucking battery I'm going to change. Let me change this real fucking quick. I am going 1.25 speed. To make Phil slightly more bearable to endure rather than fucking normal speed.
Alright, so if you guys could do me a favor. Can you do me a favor? Those who are here live, that is. If you're here watching on demand, you can't really help me that much. But if you're here live, at the end of today's podcast, before we begin with gameplay, can you remind me to run downstairs? Excuse me, and check on that?
Seriously?
Money, money, yeah.
You just say run downstairs, check on
money.
Fucking seriously?
Oh, money, money, yeah, yeah. Money, money.
Thank you very much to Meth Bear for a tip. He says Phil's a bitch and needs to be slapped like a bitch. Truer words have never been spoken, in my opinion. Jaha really done Phil. I mean, he missed a really chance. You know, Jaha had a chance to fucking, you know, send Phil back to the fucking Shadow Realm, you know? When Phil's on his knees begging for his fucking life, saying I was a drunk or whatever, I didn't mean the things that I said. He missed a real solid chance there to fucking change Phil's life. And I'm not just fucking talking about like fucking just, you know, imagine, I don't think Phil's ever actually been slapped about. I can't imagine, I know people probably would have wanted to slap Phil about, but Phil strikes me as the kind of person that's always fucking, you know, cried his way out of situations where he does not get what's coming to him. And I can mean as well that he does not actually fucking suffer the consequences of his actions. He has no fucking shame. He has no fucking problem going on his fucking hands and knees and begging for mercy because the guy has no fucking pride. It's one of those things where Phil actually had been smacked about a couple of times by somebody like a peer or something like that, or someone, or a superior, and they actually fucking might have actually turned out to be a fucking better person overall because he actually fucking got what was fucking coming to him. Instead of every fucking time something comes along his way that fucking threatens him, he's fucking begging for mercy. Hell, look what happened to his fucking channel when the copyright strike said he was actually fucking begging, what was it, Wings fucking army of trolls to please leave him alone. He was pleading with them to try and leave him alone because his channel was at risk of getting yeeted off of fucking, you know, YouTube because he had 2 strikes on him. It wasn't too long ago that Phil was fucking begging them to leave him alone. And then obviously less than a month later he was fucking, you know, acting like some sort of Billy Big Shot. He's like, ah, fucking, you know, we got through this copyright strike nonsense or whatever, you know what I mean? We're all perfectly fine, we're all good. It's bizarre, man. It's fucking, the pride is fucking, there is no such thing as pride in Phil Burnell's body, you know? He just fucking cowers and quakes and fears whenever anything threatens him or his livelihood. There is no spine to that cretin. Josh should have just fucking, you know, farmhand slapped him to fucking oblivion, man, honestly, man. But hey, who knows, maybe one day Phil gets what's coming to him and he'll fucking get slapped into getting some, you know, maybe we get slapped into being a better person or something, who knows.
the laundry or whatever, because I want to make sure that it's done. I don't want to leave it in there soggy. You know what I'm saying? I make sure that it's actually dry. I don't want, that's the worst thing you want to do with laundry. Leave it in there and it's soggy as shit, and then it smells terrible, right? So at the end of the show today, if you guys can remember, hey Phil, you're doing laundry, can you go check on it? I would appreciate that. Okay. All right. Hopefully someone remembers, because if I don't, it's going to be a bad situation. If you wash laundry of any kind, whether it's whether it's a clothing, whether it's towels, whether it's a comforter, bedding, if you just leave it in the washer or dryer for that matter, and it's not dry, you might as well have never washed it, because it ends up getting stinky because it's still wet and damp, and that's gross. So hopefully I remember. If you guys can remind me, that'd be great. Yeah, it's nasty. It smells like, exactly, mildew would be the best way to describe it, like a moldy smell. You're like, oh, come on, now I gotta wash them again, like I never did. And then you feel like you just wasted your time, right? All right, anyway, I'm glad to hear many of you are playing Gotham Knights and are way ahead of me. As you guys know, I'm a variety streamer, and I balance a million games, and that's why I'm so behind on everything. Plus, I lost a bunch of streaming time last week. There were 2 streams I was late to stream because of my car that broke down, and then, of course, my TV broke 1 week ago on this very day. So there you go. All right. Yeah, sucks. Anyway, now I gotta get back to the mindset of what I'm talking about, because I'm so distracted with everything going on here. All right. Welcome to the show. Let's start over. Welcome to the show. Today's Wednesday, the 2nd of November, 2022. It's my final consecutive streaming day of the week. All right. And we had a great week. Boy, what a week we had. This week flew by. Seriously, like this week, in a blink of an eye, it was over. We started off the week with Modern Warfare 2 multiplayer. We played through the Resident Evil 8 DLC, Shadows of Rose. Had a fun Halloween marathon. And then yesterday got to jump back into Plague Tale Requiem, which was fun. Finally, here we are, the last day of the week. It's time to return to Gotham Knights, right? And I'm happy that we're returning to it, but I kind of feel like, sadly, I'm way behind the 8 ball, because a lot of you were saying, oh, I already beat it. And I'm happy that you'll be joining me for the playthrough now, but I just hate to say it, I feel like Gotham Knights is going to end up being kind of almost a forgotten game, because if you take a look at what I'm planning to do over the next week, I need to beat Plague Tale Requiem. We've got probably 2 more streams of it, and it's done, okay? There's no way I can even beat Gotham Knights this week at all. And now once I start getting into other major releases next week, like Sonic Frontiers and God of War, this is going to be the game that's on the back burner and maybe gets played night streams every once in a while. Which really sucks, because I really feel like the game was better than the reviewers said. I'm really enjoying it. The graphics, although they are choppy, are not terrible. The gameplay elements, like the combat, are getting better and better the more that I'm playing them. And I'm actually liking the game the further I get in to playing it. So it's good. I'm actually enjoying it. But I just don't have time to focus on it. If we didn't lose the entire 3-hour stream last week, and then basically like a half an hour or more like we did those daytime streams, I would have been a little bit further in. I probably still wouldn't have been able to beat it by next week, but I would have been at least, a better chunk into it. I feel kind of bad now, because I know people were liking the playthrough. They were like, wow, your playthrough's way better than what we expected based on the reviews. And now it's been on hiatus for over a week, because of everything that happened. Again, there's nothing I can really do about that. That's just life, circumstances, right? That happened. I'm happy to be playing it today for you. I think we were going to start up with Red Hood again, if I remember correctly. We were swapping back to Red Hood and trying to continue on, and I don't remember if we were going to do the main plot or not at this point. It's been over a week. But it should be a good time. Every time I played it, I had a good time. And there's a lot, it's good to mix it up. Switching between the 4 characters, switching between side content and the main story, as long as you're doing variety. So far, the game's been great. I feel like if you just sat there on the map and just did every little menial task on the map over and over, you'd be bored to tears, but that's really not how you should be playing it, I feel. If you have a little bit of knowledge of video games, you know that's probably stupid to do that. But again, I feel that's what the reviewers did, because they were given a game code. Here's a game code for Gotham Knights. Give us a review at the end of tomorrow. By the way, it's 10 a.m. today. Like, wait, what? So I have to literally just sit here and not fucking sleep and play the game nonstop and grind, and you expect me to have, like, a good idea of this game in that amount of time? Of course not. I mean, it's stupid. That's just a really dumb mindset, and that's what a lot of these game companies and journalist websites actually do. Which I really, I think it's just so dumb that that's the mentality that they have. But it absolutely is the mentality that they have. And I don't know how you're supposed to be professional about that. People are trusting you and your site and your business, on a fair and honest review for a game, and you're actually rushing through said fucking game. Like, what is your problem? You know what I mean? I don't know. For me, I like the game, so I'm excited to play it more today. I don't know. Maybe we will eventually hit a spot where it feels like, oh, it's grindy, it's boring, but I haven't hit that yet. And I think at this point, if you take a look at the playthrough, I mean, again, it's been a long time since I played it. Let's see here. Wow, it's been so long since I played it, I don't even have a video of it. I don't even have a video of it on my uploads page. I have to go to playlists and then search for the length of the playlist to see how many videos I have in the series right now. That's pretty bad. I mean, holy shit. When's the last time I played this game? What the? It's been so long since I played it. It's not even in my top 10 playlists. There it is. So, 8, 9 videos? 8 videos, but every video is an hour or longer. Some of the videos are about an hour and a half. All right, so I'm probably about 10 to maybe like 12 hours into the game. And most reports are that the story of the game is around 20 hours long, but if you do all the content, it's about 30. So there you go. I'm enjoying myself. All right, we'll get more into it today, and it will be alternated with Plague Tale Requiem over the next week as well. So we'll get a good chunk into the game, you know, moving forward in the next week. Okay, should be good. So there you go. Today's mainstream Gotham Knights, and I hope that it's enjoyable to you. I've liked it. I'm sad it's been so long since I played it. Tonight on the late stream, we'll be wrapping up the campaign of Modern Warfare 2, which I'm excited for. Obviously, it's a good campaign. Having fun with it. It has some unique stuff. Like yesterday, I had almost a GTA-like segment where you're hijacking cars, jumping back and forth, and doing all kinds of crazy stuff. Pretty crazy.
I actually saw, so Sunspot did a video, Baking Bits, on that stream last night, the night stream from Call of Duty. Wasn't it a great stream for Phil Burnell? I must say, he only got 37 buckaroos Phil got. 37 bucks. Oh, well, technically Phil recorded it as $35, but it was actually 37, but yeah, Phil recorded it as $35. But Sunspot Gary did a wee short video. It was like, it was like three odd minutes long, 4 minutes long. But it was a decent wee video that Sunspot did, and it just covers Phil's kind of annoyance where he kept dying over and over again because he's a dumbass, essentially. But yeah, a brand new Bacon Slice. It's only like 3 or 4 minutes long, so worth a wee watch for sure. And obviously, whenever Phil has a solo stream, most of the time Sunspot's all over it just to kind of cover the more fun parts of it and just show Phil's annoyance.
So I've definitely enjoyed it. And I'm looking forward to the conclusion tonight. If we end up wrapping that up sooner rather than later, then we'll actually jump over and do a little bit of multiplayer. If we have time. If we don't have enough time, then we'll probably just do like a Q&A session or whatever to end the stream tonight. So that's at 6:45 p.m. Pacific time, okay? I'm off from streaming tomorrow. It's my day off. I got a lot to do. Once again, we got an appointment in the afternoon, grocery shopping, pet supplies, because we're low on a lot of stuff this week now. I'm trying to remember because we have like a laundry list of shit we need to do this week coming up. So anyway, I don't know. We'll be all over the place tomorrow on our day off. When I return on Friday, it'll be Plague Tale Requiem paired with Friday Night Firefights. So basically, we retired Friday Night Fights because number one, I knew I was going to need more time to play the new releases, and number two, let's be honest, the Capcom Fighting Collection is an utter failure. Capcom basically tanked their own game through complete lack of proper marketing by massively overpricing the collection and by not making it crossplay. They killed it within 3 months. So obviously, I need something else to do, and I really like Modern Warfare 2's multiplayer so far. I've wanted to play more of it all week. Here we are at the end of the week. I played it twice. That's it. So Friday night Firefights, and what we would probably do is keep that for Friday nights moving forward, as long as we don't get in with like a double new release day or something. I'd like to do maybe Modern Warfare 2 every Friday night, so at least I play it a little bit every week, if not more, because I might play it more than just Friday nights. But I want to play it, on the regular, and if I lock it into Friday Night Firefights, right, then that would be cool. So if anyone wants to submit some fan art that says Friday Night Firefights, Modern Warfare 2, that would be neat. Much like we had Friday Night Fight artwork, we still have it. I never removed it from the rotation.
Well, why don't you fucking pay for the artwork then, you cheap bastard?
Because I like the artwork so much, but that's what I'm thinking. We'll do that for the time being, see how it goes, and if people like it, then we'll keep it in the rotation, okay? So then Saturday we swing back, it'll be Gotham Knights, and Saturday night we'll finally return to Disney Dreamlight Valley for the first time in a week and a half, 2 weeks. As you know, I really like Disney because it's a nice chill game, and we haven't had an opportunity for a chill stream all week this week, so it'd be great to have one Saturday night. And then what we'll do again, Sunday, we'll alternate back to Plague Tale, and hopefully, if everything goes according to plan, we'll beat Plague Tale on Sunday. That would be ideal if we can complete Plague Tale, but I don't know if it's possible, but we'll see. And then Sunday night, probably more Modern Warfare 2. And then Monday, probably more Gotham Knights and probably more Disney. Now, next week, Tuesday and Wednesday are 2 new release days. Tuesday of next week, not yesterday, but next Tuesday, is Sonic.
Not yesterday. He just wants to make sure he's not talking about fucking travelling back in time to play a new release. New release day on Tuesday. Next fucking Tuesday. Jesus fucking Christ. Imagine correcting your audience on that. I'm going to tell you Tuesday, but it's not the fucking Tuesday from 4 years ago. Yeah, I'm not talking about fucking the Tuesday. It was back in April of 2020. No. I'm talking about this coming Tuesday coming up, the most recent Tuesday it's coming up to us, as soon as fucking possible. Fucking hell, Phil. You are not human. You are not a fucking human being. Is this some sort of strange piggy alien, some fucking hybrid or some pish to think like this and think he needs to fucking correct his audience and this shit?
Frontiers. And the day after that Wednesday, is God of War Ragnarok. Okay, for God of War Ragnarok, I'm gonna play that all day long. I just want to play it all day. Obviously, immerse myself in it, especially because it looks like that Thursday next day is my next day off. So I want to play it all day that day. But as for that, Tuesday I'll probably do like Sonic and maybe balance that with maybe some Modern Warfare. Okay, so it's gonna be a fun week. We're gonna have Plague Tale concluding, Gotham Knights getting major advancement, some Modern Warfare 2 fun multiplayer, some Disney Dreamlight for chill purposes, and then 2 new releases as well all next week. So that's a crazy, interesting, and busy week. Hope you guys are excited for that. I'm totally excited for that. All right. All right, now, what else is going on? Well, as you can see, it's November. We have new monthly goals in effect for memberships. If we hit 1,025 memberships at any point during I said October, oops. At any point during November, all right, any point. What we're going to do is have a Christmas marathon. I'll be dressed up in holiday attire and changing attires during...
Money, yeah, yeah. Money, money. More money, money, yeah, yeah. Money, money.
Thank you very much, Barrett Wells, for Super Chat. I'm not sure if that was a mistake because it was the exact same Super Chat as last time. I mean, Cat is going to beat Phil up with a phone book if he doesn't clean up like Jasper's mess. As I'm saying, this was sure. So Barrett Wells is saying disregard that. I mean, I mean, thank you. If there's any way for me to send it, is there any way for me to send Super Chats back? I think I happened to Agent Proper one time. Agent Proper gave me a super chat one time, but it was like it wasn't him that done it. It was like literally sat down on his phone or something, and his arse gave me a super chat. But I mean, if there's any way for me to send it back, I need to look into that for sure. I mean, if it's an accidental super chat, I don't mind sending it back. I'll look into it afterwards. But yeah, but don't worry, Barrett Wills. I'll see if I can do anything about it.
During the day, I have multiple Christmas sweaters and t-shirts I can wear, as well as hats. I'll actually be drinking during the stream. It's the one time a year where I actually drink some liquor during a stream. Usually it's like some kind of whiskey or something flavored for the holidays, sometimes eggnog. So we'll be doing that, and it'll be a variety of games that you guys will nominate and vote on. All right? So it's going to be a fun Christmas event. I'm very excited for it. I do it every single year, and you guys love it too. So I hope that you will consider becoming a member or possibly gifting a membership on the channel to make that goal happen this month. We already had a record of 1,036 members, but it was short-lived because then a membership bomb had expired, and we lost 100 members like within a day. So it only lasted about a day that we had that many. It was really cool to have that, though, because that was a feeling like we were back to Twitch levels for a little bit. So hopefully, with all these new releases coming out and everything, people will be motivated to become a member. Keep in mind that we have giant member bombs that will expire later in the month, so it would definitely make sense to do this sooner rather than later before those expire, and then it's out of reach, okay?
Oh, he's aware. He is aware. He is very fucking aware of the imminent fucking plummet of his membership numbers. A reminder for those that are not fully aware, not too clued up, Phil is going to lose a significant number of members throughout the course of this month. He's going to lose 20 more after the 3rd of October, 3rd of November. After the 3rd of November, he's due to lose 20. And then he's going to, lose some here and there in drips and drabs. He's going to lose 1 after the 9th of November. He's going to lose 6 after the 10th. He's going to lose 4 after the 17th. He's going to lose 6 after the 18th of November. But really the big ones are kind of we're all focusing on. Obviously, naturally the 2 big numbers we're looking at here for the big massive membership drops are going to be these 2 right here. On the 19th of November, he is going to lose 326 gifted members. And then the 21st of November after that, he's going to lose another 200 more. And when's Phil's day off again? Let me remind myself when Phil's day off is again. Phil's day off will probably be on the 17th of November. So that's going to be 3 consecutive. Phil's not going to be missing any. He's not going to have any days off in between those bombs, essentially, is what I'm trying to say. Phil, obviously, Phil definitely fucking knew, and he's fucking planting season now, guys. If you're going to fucking be generous with gifts, if there's any member bombs going to come, you need to make it happen at the start of the month because it's certainly not going to fucking hit the goal towards the end of the month. I think somebody will give him a membership bomb to make sure he hits his goal. Because I can't imagine Phil cancelling his, coveted Christmas stream, It's his fucking precious Christmas marathon. I cannot imagine him fucking dropping that. Someone is going to he's going to guilt trip someone into fucking giving him enough members to hit that goal. And then he's not going to give a shit, and then he'll fucking lose 500 odd members right then and there.
So there you go. Now, what else? Oh, coming up this month already is a reward you've already earned. All right, we're going to be doing the Black Friday Adpocalypse Spectacular Marathon event on Black Friday, which is Friday the 25th of November. I'll be doing a marathon here on DSP Gaming, where I'm going to be going through advertisements, all right? Ads from the past, like the 80s and 90s, and it could be anything. It could be like toys, it could be food, it could be television shows and movies, it could be anything. Back then, there were some really hilarious ads, to say the least. So what I'd like to do is a whole React Marathon where I react to that stuff, and you guys will actually be able to nominate the ads you want to see me react to. I haven't set it up yet, and I'm not going to do it yet, because I need time when I do it to actually set up a chat command so that automatically, basically, it'll post up the link to this in the chat. So probably this coming week, I'll set it up. So there'll be a chat command you can type, like, it'll probably like Adpocalypse, and then boom, the link, you can click on it, and you'll be able to post up links directly to YouTube videos that you think are great ads for me to react to. And what I will do is, later on this month, review all your submissions, narrow it down to the ones that I think are feasible for the show, or the marathon, I should say, make a playlist of them, and then that day we'll just go through that playlist and react to the ads together, okay? I think it's going to be great. It's going to be fun. Likely I'll also do either a DSP Tries It or a Feasting with the King that day as well. So it's going to be pretty good. It's going to be pretty exciting. Yeah, Madara says, would you like us to help you review those? Well, considering the fact that the thread will be public, yeah, if anyone wanted to watch, obviously it's going to be public. Anyone can see it. So whoever posts up in that thread, say, hey, this looks good, this looks feasible, or no, this is probably not for whatever reason. I get the feeling people are going to be posting a lot of international ads too, which will be kind of fun because I've never seen anything outside the U.S. ad-wise. And I've actually heard outside the United States the advertising criteria are very different. Some countries do like very risque or even like horror, gory ads and stuff. I'm like, geez, that'd be interesting. So anyway, this is going to be a fun event, something unique and different. I'm excited for it. And I will likely, when I get back from break later this weekend, that's when I'll post up both the thread to nominate the stuff and also a link here in the chat so you guys could click on it and that's how you could access the content. Okay. There you go. All right. So that's coming up this month as well. I'm just trying to think, are there any other odds or ends that I would like to talk about this morning? Not particularly. No updates today on the interview. As I said, you probably will not hear many updates about me and the potential for an interview anytime soon. Reason being, I do have a few candidates lined up of people who I think I would like to do the interview with who have offered. Problem is right now, I'm literally set back because of what happened. Because my TV broke, because of the delay with the car stuff. I'm backlogged. Right now, it would make absolutely no sense whatsoever to be taking time away from me doing streams to do this interview. In addition to that, I even told my patrons, because, it's a new month, so my Patreon updated, and we got people who pledged to get private react videos. And I reached out to them yesterday, and I let them know, listen, it's crazy right now. It's absolutely crazy with the releases I'm doing. I need to take my time to get through those. Please be patient, and I promise you I'll make your private react videos around the second half of the month when things will calm down a little bit, and I'll maybe have time to take a night off to do them. And, so what I mean, like, it's just so crazy right now with everything going on. And then all the other shit that had to also happen to set me back that, I got to be reasonable here. So, no, I'm probably not going to be taking time out from my streaming.
Money, yeah, yeah. Money, money. Oh, money, money. Yeah, yeah. Money, money.
Thank you very much, Black Mage. Super chat. It says, how's this going? I miss anything good? You missed him basically abusing his cat, although not directly. Phil ignored the crap out of his cat. His cat was not well, and so Phil woke up. Technically, got woken up earlier on, but he didn't bother his arse getting out of bed to look after his cat. He had to wake up earlier than planned because Cat ignored Jasper and his sickness, and she was leaving the door at the time, even though she was there for a whole hour when Cat was being sick. Sorry, when the cat, Jasper, was being sick. And so Phil had to clean up the mess that Jasper made. Hairballs all over the place, apparently, including on the comforter. And that was Phil's morning. Phil's worried he was going to be late to stream because he had to clean up all the mess that Cat ignored. Which is just a bizarre kind of fucking... It's bizarre that Phil would throw Cat under a bus like that, but it is what it is. But it also shows that Cat is... Apparently, that Cat has these bad hairballs happening once a month. Which for a short-haired cat is quite strange. And so you got guys like Stevie Dead's a big cat person. So several people in the chat as well, like Train as well, and give more blood. The big cat people as well, they've got cats themselves. And they're like saying, just take your fucking cat to the vet. Your cat's obviously not well. If this is happening once a month, there's something wrong with your cat. And if it's just Phil being Phil, you know what I mean? The cat seems to be fine most of our fucking time, so he's thinking, I don't have to worry about the cat, he's fucking fine the rest of the month. Who cares if the cat is fucking violently sick once a fucking month? That's how Phil feels about it anyway. So, yeah. He pissed off all the cat lovers essentially this morning by talking about how poor Phil was woken up early because of his ill cat. That's what he missed, Black Mage, essentially. That and Phil just ranting and raving about how, he wants his members' goal to happen so he can celebrate Christmas.
Schedule to be doing an interview now or anything like that. But I'm interested in it. Like I said, I have a few good candidates lined up. By the way, by all means, thank you to those who have given your feedback on who I should go with for this interview, and please continue to do so. I've had a good amount of people submit suggestions to me saying, hey, I think you should go with this person, or I think you should go with this person. I am totally open to those kind of suggestions. That is very helpful, especially because some people have been actually quite descriptive on why I should go with one person over another when it comes to the interview. And I've been like, interesting takes. I like different takes. It gives me more information on stuff that I don't even know. I don't know about half these people, so it's good, okay? All right, so there you go. That's the deal, what's going on right now. And before we kind of get into anything else, I think what we will do is do some news, gaming news, and then we'll do some shout-outs, and then we'll see if there's time for Q&A. I'm assuming there's going to be time for Q&A. Okay. So, gaming news-wise. Let's see here. We have quite a few stories this morning. The first story is that Atomic Heart, that game that we've been seeing gameplay and trailers of for like years now, looks pretty interesting. It's a first-person shooter with interesting, like almost like steampunk gore design to it. Very similar to, was it Zombie Army? Nazi Zombie Army or something like that. There's a movie that really introduced this idea to the mainstream. And since that movie released, there's been other games. Even Resident Evil 8 had this kind of aspect to it. It's like, you know, gore and deformed characters that are monsters, but they're like half cyborg, half monster. But anyway, this game is coming out now. It has a release date, February 21st, 2023. And as I say that, I'm actually going to add this to my personal release list. So for my own reference, I know this is coming out next year. Okay, Atomic Heart. And the cool thing, it is a Game Pass game. Frankenstein's Army, that's what it was called. Thank you, the announcer. Frankenstein's Army, which I believe was a movie, kind of introduced the idea of like a mad inventor or scientist making like zombie cyborgs. And then since then, there's been like a bunch of stories and games and things that have run with that idea. This game seems like it's following that. So anyway, February 21st, all right? And it's on Game Pass. I'm excited for that. I will definitely be checking that one out. Okay. Hold on. We have a follow-up to the story that you guys were like really trying to shove down my throat the other day. Twitter has been bought out by Elon Musk, and the rumor.
Thank you very much for super chat. Stuart Gascoigne, it says, just realised Desperate Dan, after a loss of muscle mass, is exactly what he is. That's an interesting comparison to say that. Fuck me, man. Desperate Dan. There's a reference that some people might not get. Let me pull up an image. Let me pull up an image of Desperate Dan so some of the people that might not understand the rest of the reference. So, according to Stuart Gascoigne, Phil Burnell is Desperate Dan, but without the muscle mass. So let me get an image of Desperate Dan for you guys up for you to look at. I guess I can kind of maybe see. Hang on. So there's some examples of Desperate Dan, guys. Desperate Dan. There's a good fridge magnet there. Desperate Dan, big beefy guy. But that actually looks a bit Phil like that costume from Amazon. Bloody hell, man. Good old Desperate Dan. I like reading that when I was growing up. So, Phil Burnell is Desperate Dan without the muscle mass. I've never thought that before, but now I cannot unsee it. Oh, you can get rid of the wheel, you can get rid of the bingo card. Here we go.
Was that they were going to start charging for the blue verified check mark on your account. Now, previously, the way the blue verified check mark worked was that you had to basically verify that you were a real person who had a following on the internet and had potential to be impersonated or harassed online if you couldn't prove your real identity. I'm one of those people. I have concrete evidence that there's people who try to impersonate me all over the internet constantly, slander me all the time, and if I didn't have a verified account, someone could easily pretend to be me and maybe try to get me in trouble, okay? That's why I was able to get my account verified many years ago. But not everyone has been that lucky, all right? People have been trying to get verified accounts for years and just keep getting denied. So it essentially became almost like a status symbol on Twitter to be a verified Twitter account user. I never saw it like that, and I certainly don't use it like that. I don't think...
No. Phil had a fucking whole stream when he bragged like crap about getting ticked on Twitter. You know, he had edible tick. He was strutting around like he was someone important, and he really enjoyed getting his fucking verified tick. Hang on, I'm tempted to see verified on Twitter. 41 results. He had a special video for it. I'm verified on Twitter, Phil reacts. He had a whole 25-minute video about getting verified on Twitter, but no, I didn't see it as anything special.
I am considered verified on Twitter, which means my Twitter handle, @TheyCallMeDSP, has the official check mark next to the name. And what this basically means is a few things, all right? Number one, it means that this is my official Twitter account. And this is a good thing because, as you know, I use Twitter a lot directly tied to my business, whether it's schedule updates that I post up there at night so that every night you know what to expect coming the next day, whether it's interactions with fans, answering industry and series that I on things, pop culture, way more frequent and a lot more interesting. In particular, I'd say in the past 2 years about it, 2010 to 2012.
Go on, mate.
For longtime viewers of mine, I have some issues with trolling. Yeah, it's not a surprise to hear that. As you know, I'm probably one of the most trolled people. That's a public.
Huh? Streamers a bit buffering. You get what I'm saying though? Phil made a 25-minute video bragging about how he's ticked on Twitter. What did I say in the description about it? After 5 years of concerted effort, I've finally managed to get my @TheyCallMeDSP Twitter handle verified. What does it mean? How do I feel about it? Find out in a special vlog. Yeah, Phil never saw it as a big fucking deal. What does Phil say now about it?
In trouble, okay? That's why I was able to get my account verified many years ago. But not everyone has been that lucky, all right? People have been trying to get verified accounts for years and just keep getting denied. So it essentially became almost like a status symbol on Twitter to be a verified Twitter account user. I never saw it like that, and I certainly don't use it like that.
Bullshit. Bullshit. But there you go, yeah. Phil had a special fucking video bragging about how he's fucking verified on Twitter and what it fucking means for him.
I don't think because I have a blue check mark next to my name that I'm any more important or should be listened to any more than anybody else, okay? I just think that it's kind of like, hey, it's really me, so you know not to not believe anyone else that says that they're me. That's really the only reason I've ever had it. So now that Elon Musk bought out Twitter, apparently now they're trying to find ways to make Twitter more profitable. And the rumor was that they were going to start charging $20 a month for the blue check mark, okay? Now, supposedly the idea was that there was going to be premium features also involved when you got this subscription. But the thing that kind of made me scratch my head is if the point of the check mark is to prove that you are who you say you are, that was the whole point behind it, right? What's to stop someone from just dropping $20 a month and saying they're you? Right? Like, right now, I am @TheyCallMeDSP. No one else can be @TheyCallMeDSP. Only one person on the planet is allowed to have that one tag. But what could essentially happen is...
That's not really fucking smart though, Phil. Why do you fucking change your Twitter handle to DSP Gaming? That way nobody can fucking try and pretend that they're fucking talking about DSP Gaming and not name you on Twitter. Yeah, Phil, there you go. Why don't you rebrand your fucking Twitter handle to DSP Gaming, Phil? Make it in line with your YouTube handle. That might make a lot of fucking sense, I don't know. So Phil's now worried that trolls are going to fucking spend money and have a handle that's very close to his and try and pretend to be him. That's essentially now. Phil's not worried about fucking the kind of merits of, you know, Elon Musk trying to fucking, you know, monetize the checkmark stuff, whatever. No, he's worried about how it'll impact him and all the trolls that might fucking pretend to be him because they're going to have a handle that's similar to his.
Someone could now make @TheyCallMeDSP, but one of the L's is a capital I. And then they could pay for the blue check mark. All right? Now, the one telling difference between them and me would be that I have, 26+ thousand followers. At one point, I think I had 28,000, but I'm pretty sure they did a Twitter purge, and I lost about 2,000 followers this week. I think they did a sweeping purge of bots and just kicked them off the site, which is always a good thing. So I ended up losing like 2,000. I'm sure other people out there with giant accounts probably lost like millions. Like seriously, can you imagine if you had like, 1 million Twitter followers and they do a bot sweep and now you're down to like 400,000. Oops, everyone was a bot. That's the way life works, right? I mean, it's true. It happens on YouTube as well. So anyway, that's the concern I think at this point is if you make people pay for it, but anyone who pays gets a blue check mark, someone could literally impersonate someone else by just having one character slightly different, but it'll look almost identical. They could copy the avatar, they could copy the background, they could copy the profile, and the only determining effort between the two would be the number of followers. No, my account will have 26,000 plus followers, but in the other troll accounts will not. But still, at a glance, you might have someone impersonating me coming in and saying shit, trying to look like it's me when it's not, right? And now I got to deal with the repercussions of that shit. You know what I'm saying? I don't like that. Now, yesterday, there was an addendum to the story Elon Musk came out himself and said, no, it's not 20. We're going to probably do it for around $8. $8 a month for this verified status. And here's what you get with it, okay? Priority in searches. I don't know what that means. Replies and mentions. So priority in searches, replies, and mentions. So if you got the blue check mark and you respond to someone who tweeted out and that tweet got 10,000 responses, the blue check marks will be seen right away and everyone else is buried underneath. I don't know about that. Does that sound good? Just because someone paid for it, they get seen and no one else does. So now it's a paid for priority system. Continuing on. Access to new and better features and less ads. Well, first of all, I'd like new and better features because I think that Twitter is actually almost featureless. Twitter has added a few features over the last several years, but for the most part, they don't add much, you know. I would love to have the ability to possibly tweet longer tweets because
I think that, to be honest, I think one of Twitter's charms, I mean, Twitter's just a bit of a fucking crazy fucking scene usually. But one of the good things about Twitter is the simplicity of it. It's not that fucking complicated. There's no too many fucking features to fucking confuse and complicate matters. You know, and also if you want to fucking say more, you can just fucking make a thread. It's easy enough to fucking add another fucking tweet to your fucking first tweet and turn it into a fucking thread to fucking construct all your fucking points. The tweets are already fucking quite long as they are. Even, obviously, you just fucking make a second tweet to fucking continue on from the first tweet if you got a fucking lot to say, or do a tweet longer for fuck's sake. But I think one of the charms of Twitter, if you can fucking call it a charm, is how simple it kind of is just to fucking go on and you know what you're expecting. It's a fucking easy service as well. It's a very easy, basic service to use, but I'm not gonna fucking pay for Twitter. And it's always kind of Elon Musk got Twitter, but he was kind of forced to buy it in the end. Because at first he tried to back out, but because he had a fucking concrete offer, I think Elon Musk's hand was kind of forced here, like legally. He had to fucking follow through and actually acquire Twitter, and now he's trying to think of ways to try and get some money back from this, because Twitter's success is tied in with Elon's success and also Tesla's success, in my opinion. So the better Twitter does, the better Tesla could do in terms of just how, you know, it's one of these kind of things where a lot of things are tied to it now. So, you know, Elon Musk is also naturally trying to think of ways that, you know, how can Twitter make money, because it historically has never done well financially. And really, honestly, it kind of makes a bit of sense, in my opinion, to if people want to fucking pay for special features on Twitter, fucking let them. But you know, but just if people actually want it enough, they'll pay for it. It's just, you know, it's just basically capitalism, isn't it? If people want it enough, they'll fucking, you know, pay money for it.
I'm a paid check mark, right? Give me value for it. Convince me that the $8 a month will benefit myself and my business, and I will pay the $8 a month. But if it's just pay $8 a month and just troll check mark, or it's troll check mark, just blue check mark, and that's it, but everyone else can get it too, then forget it, right? What's the point? If everyone else can get the blue check mark for $8, then why do I care? But if you can give me something else of value, maybe I'll do it. I don't know. So what are these new features? Well, don't know yet. Less ads, I'll be honest. Twitter ads, they don't mean nothing. First of all, no one watches them. They're easy to skip. I don't think that, I really don't think it's going to be a big deal. Twitter ads, less ads. I don't even see that many ads anyway. You know what I hate? The sponsored posts. The moment I see a sponsored post on Twitter, I block it, and I never see that account ever again. And it's never failed me. It's a good idea. It's always a good idea to block the bullshit ads. I don't need to ever see a sponsored post on Twitter. There's no reason for them. Block that shit, move on. That's my mentality. Okay? Okay. He also, now here's the weird thing. Elon says, I don't even understand what this means, okay? Twitter will be able to reward content creators. What does that mean? How do you reward content creators? First of all, what kind of content? Because I'm a YouTuber. I'm a long-form content creator. I make videos that are about an hour long, if not longer, right? That doesn't reflect on Twitter. Twitter is a place where you watch digestible clips, right? Now, you already got websites like TikTok, you got YouTube Shorts that are all competing for the digestible clips market. Is he saying now, if you post digestible clips to Twitter, that you'll get paid for it? Like, remember what I was...
Pretty much, yeah. That's pretty much what I gathered from what Elon was saying. Yeah, he's trying to fucking find ways to make it worthwhile for people to actually want to fucking put their stuff on Twitter and potentially get something back for it. But obviously he can fucking get something back for it as well. People are paying for the service, especially some sort of premium service, yeah. But Phil naturally is thinking, oh shit, my stuff is all too long for this. How can I make money from this? Fuck off, Phil. The greed shines through, as usual, from Phil Burnell. He's just thinking about his own fucking bottom line first and foremost. He's not thinking about the implications of fucking, you know, putting money behind the check mark or not. It's all about how it affects Phil Burnell at the end of the day. He's not thinking about this from an overall perspective. He's always thinking about it from how it affects him. How will it affect me, Lee?
Doing for a year and a half there was the audio only schedule on Twitter, and I was doing. And then recently I replaced that with YouTube Shorts because people told me to. But maybe what he's saying is they're gonna start maybe monetizing these little clips that you post on Twitter. I don't know because he's not clear. It seems to me like he's one of these guys who has big ideas, but then he kind of leaves it to everyone under him to like implement them. Like, oh, here's what I want. I want a way that content creators will be paid and rewarded on Twitter. You figure out the details, team. That's what I pay you for. You know. So how's it gonna end up? I don't know. The thing is, it seems like he's launching this soon. Like, he had tasked his internal team, supposedly they had to get this ready to roll within 2 weeks, or he was going to fire them. So this might actually be like, by mid-November, you might have to pay to keep your verified checkmark on Twitter. Here's exactly what I can tell you is going to happen. If this is the case, here's exactly what's going to happen. The vast majority of people today who have the blue checkmark won't care and won't have it anymore. It'll just go away. And then immediately overnight, you'll have a giant influx of people who have the blue checkmark who are all bullshit accounts. Yeah, you're going to have people that claim that they're people who they're not, with all bullshit, all impersonation accounts. It's going to happen overnight. You're going to see the rise of the impersonators, and no one's going to be able to tell who's real and who's not, and the whole site's going to be a fucking chaotic mess. If this is how he says it is, I think it's going to ruin Twitter, and that's a shame. You know, for me, I'm not going to change. You know where I am. You know also that I don't just solely rely on Twitter now. I've very heavily gravitated towards using this channel, DSP Gaming, as a source of information about me and my content. If something important is happening, I'll usually post it on the community page, including my schedule every day. So you don't have to worry about, oh, Phil's Twitter gets shut down. I don't know what he's doing. That's very much not the case. Okay? So there you go. So I don't know. I don't know how this is going to work. Newsy Futz, you're completely wrong. He says, you don't pay to get the blue check mark. Verification stays the same. It costs a monthly subscription to maintain it. Wrong. Literally everything Elon is saying is that's not the case. Right now, it's a elitist lords versus peasants mentality on Twitter. He wants to give the power to the people. $8 a month, get a blue check mark. This is literally his words on Twitter. You are making up a scenario that's not true. That from what he says, it's $8 a month. You get the blue check mark, period. There's not even fucking verification. You just get it. You're in a subscription program now. So I don't know. We'll see. For me, I'm on the fence about it. Like, here's the thing. If I pay $8 a month to Twitter, and I actually get meaningful features that I like, I will probably...
Well. Look at what Phil just fucking said there. Ye all of little faith, all you motherfuckers that doubted me. I thought it was time to fucking bring it back for another fucking chance, one last fucking chance redemption run for a fucking word, and he fucking said it. We have got meaningful ticked off the board. That is our first bingo of the day as well. We are going to have meaningful back-end rotation, and it is going to be there to stay for the foreseeable future. Meaningful is here to stay, ladies and gentlemen. Not in the center square, keep in mind, not in the center square, but I'm going to have it in a normal rotation after this one, and it'll be part of the options where it could feature in future bingo cards. But meaningful is back, baby. Conroy, it's not a double bingo. It's only one bingo, bottom left to top right. There's no other line, there's no other full line that's been completed because of that bingo. It's only one so far.
Probably do it. Like, for example, YouTube Premium, when I first got it, it was a 3-month trial. And I saw there's a lot of features on there that I like. Absolutely. No ads on YouTube is tremendous. But the one that I really like is that you can set up a bunch of music that you can like have playing, and then you can minimize that on your phone, and you can do other things. So I can actually have like a playlist of music playing, and I can, skim through, read news articles. I can approve comments on my videos. I can just chill and relax at night, which I sometimes do to go to bed. I can do all those things and have it playing constantly when previously you were not able to do that without YouTube Premium. So I had the trial. I liked the features I got. I kept the YouTube Premium. I would consider doing the same with this new Twitter, whatever they're going to call it. $8 a month. If you give me features that make me feel like I want to keep it, then I'll keep it. But I'm not going to pay $8 a month just to keep my blue check mark. I want something else as well. Because here's the thing, and this is my staunch belief, and you guys can disagree. You cannot all of a sudden decide to start charging for something you always gave away for free. Can you imagine if overnight...
Isn't that kind of what Phil Burnell kind of did when, the apocalypse happened? I'm just saying the kind of... The exact same fucking thing is what he did, a few years ago. The apocalypse happened, and yeah, I'm saying this kind of very quietly in case Phil overhears me, but yeah, I'm pretty certain that's exactly what Phil did. I'm certain that's what Phil did. Why is Prophet saying 8-ball? Let me just hear that one more time. I don't know why Prophet said 8-ball randomly.
this new Twitter, whatever they're going to call it, $8 a month. If you give me features that make me feel like I want to keep it, then I'll keep it. But I'm not going to pay $8 a month just to keep my blue check mark.
Let's see him say it again one more time.
I want something else as well. Because here's the thing. This is my staunch belief, and you guys can disagree.
I'm going to disagree with you because that's fucking nonsense.
You cannot all of a sudden decide to start charging for something you always gave away for free.
Oh, the 8-ball. So that was... Well, he got that for free. It was given to him for free, and now he puts it behind a paywall. Just he needs to get given at least $8 to fucking shake the 8-ball. The 8-ball is free through Stream Elements, but charges... He charges $8, yeah. Also, I have an 8-ball command on this stream. People can type it in, and if it works for you, then cool. It is very temperamental. Sometimes it doesn't work, but sometimes it does work. In fact, I can try and test it right now, or somebody else can try and test it if they want. 8-ball. I just typed in 8-ball is full of bitch. Is 8-ball working, or is it going to be temperamental? Hey, it actually works. The 8-ball says, and... there you fucking go. So there you go. I don't fucking charge anyone for using the 8-ball command on this stream, but Phil charges his own fans $8 for him to shake an 8-ball. And obviously the answers that's got is a standard 8-ball answers. Our answers on our 8-ball is custom Phil-like answers. But yeah, Phil started charging his fans more and more because of ad pod clips. It used to be free content. He used to not fucking care about fucking charging people because obviously he was getting ads at the fucking ass. He got so much money from ad revenue. As long as people were watching videos, that was the main fucking thing for Phil. He didn't care about begging specifically, you know, for tips and donations and that shit because Phil was getting a bucket load of money for ad revenue because he was making tons of fucking videos anyway, and people were watching those fucking videos, and he was spamming uploads and everything else. So it was a gravy train days for him. But yeah, the ad pod clips came. And Machinima dumped his ass and all that shit, and all of a sudden the fans and their income replaced the ad revenue money. That shit that was free for fans all of a sudden was put behind some sort of paywall. Phil not fucking say it was a paywall, but he turned to his fans to start giving him money.
Can you imagine if overnight I announced to all of you, ladies and gentlemen, DSP Gaming is now a subscription-only channel. You must pay me to see any content on this channel.
Some of the events are hidden behind paywalls, Phil. Your member goals, for example, they are literally hidden behind paywalls. People need to pay money to become a member. And for those events to happen, they pay money to become a member. You can call it a reward if you want, but you're literally putting these events behind paywalls. These types of content that you want to do, you're putting behind a paywall. That's the simple truth of the matter. There's no other way to dispute that. Phil, you're literally charging your fans sometimes for some sort of specific content. Look at Patreon. You do special Patreon videos for $50 a pop. I'm just saying, Phil, it's like, this is a bad argument for you to make because you actually do some of these things yourself already.
It is not publicly any more free. You have to pay me to see it, period. How do you think that would go over? Honestly. What would I get? 100 people who would pay for the subscription? So 100 times what? $5? So I'd make $500 a month. That sounds like a great idea, doesn't it? Do you see the point? It wouldn't work. I've provided you free content for 14 years in the hopes that you would watch the ads on the content so I make some ad revenue, in the hopes that you would crowdfund the stream so I can make a living. That's how my business model works. I can't overnight just decide, oh, here's something you've always had for free, now I'm going to charge you for it. That doesn't work. People will be upset. People are so used to having that as part of their free service. It will not only backfire, but may actually even create resentment towards your overall business, even if it wasn't your intention to do anything negative. You just can't do it. I hate to say it, Elon Musk, all right? He's rich, but I don't know if he really has a lot of business sense when it comes to this kind of stuff. It doesn't seem like he really kind of knows what he's talking about. And, you know, I'm sorry, that's my take. You just...
Whoa, I mean, no. I'm not a big Elon Musk fan. You know, I'm not going to fucking pretend I'm a fan of Elon Musk. But he's no doubt, he's without a shadow of a fucking doubt, he's a very successful businessman. He's done well for himself financially when it comes to his businesses. A lot of people made a lot of fucking money because of Tesla. I do question fucking Elon Musk's kind of, you know, personality. Remember the fucking kids? There was a whole bunch of kids trapped in a cave in Thailand. Elon Musk wanted to fucking get his own created vehicle to fucking save them. And some expert that was there at the time, some English expert that was there at the time, said this fucking machine is not going to work too well. We have got better methods to try and get these kids out and get them safe. Elon Musk went after the guy and was fucking calling him a paedophile and all that shit. Elon Musk went fucking crazy because this fucking expert debunked his idea to try and save these kids. It went from like 1 to 100 very fast, and I think that the guy was going to sue him. I'm not sure what the outcome of it was. I'm not sure whether they settled on something, but this guy was fucking, he's fucking blue, he's some expert trying to help save his kids. Elon Musk is trying to fucking come in and say, hey, I've got a fucking vehicle that could maybe do the business. And he's been told, nah, it's not going to work, so he calls a guy a paedophile. That's literally what Elon Musk did. So that's what I'm saying, I got to question the guy's fucking ethics and mentality and his personality, but when it comes to business, there's no doubt Elon Musk knows what he's doing.
Money, yeah, yeah. Money, money. Oh, money, money. Yeah, yeah. Money, money.
Thank you very much for Stuart Gascoigne for sub chat. It says, if he's crowdfunded, can we audit legally? You know, I'm not entirely sure. I'm not entirely sure what the kind of permutations are for that and what the stipulations are for that. I mean, the IRS fucking need to audit Phil anyway, you know, properly, because obviously they've done a fucking terrible job before. They fucking missed, they gave him bankruptcy when they shouldn't be given bankruptcy, but that's another matter entirely. Dayglow Hour says, Elon uses taxpayer loans to back his business purchases. Elon is a trust fund kid. That does not surprise me in the least. But I'm not saying Elon Musk is a fucking amazing businessman, but he's a better fucking businessman than Phil Burnell. And to me, but Phil Burnell, you know, his business went bankrupt. Phil Burnell Enterprises went bankrupt. Or Phil Burnell, was it a business or an individual that went bankrupt? That was the thing. He got a Chapter 11 bankruptcy, which is what, business related? So technically it was a business that went bankrupt, I think, wasn't it? It wasn't the person that went bankrupt, it was technically the business that went bankrupt because, you know, and he passed off all those kind of personal expenses and pretended they're business expense. It was a personal bankruptcy. Okay, it's Chapter 7, that's what it was, Chapter 7. Thank you, Meerkat and Prophet, for correcting me. But yeah, it was actually a personal bankruptcy. But that's right. We can get into fucking bankruptcy. It's too easy to fucking talk about the bankruptcy law and talk about why I think Phil defrauded his own country, not shit. But yeah, Phil was the last person alive to be talking about how to operate a fucking business when his is fucking in the toilet and he's fucking begging for donations every single fucking day to feed his family. And he's fucking having to go at someone else, Elon Musk, for how he runs his business. But to me, it makes a bit of sense of Elon Musk to try and get some money back from Twitter. But at the same time, I feel like I feel like Elon Musk was kind of forced into acquiring Twitter in the first place because of his dumbass move to try and acquire it before. It's going to be a long game of, you know, he said, she said, and they're going to try to take each other to court and all that shit. Phil's going to pay $8 a month to keep his check mark. There's no other way about it. I cannot see Phil not paying money to keep his check mark. I'll be surprised if Phil gives up his blue check mark. He does value it.
Disagree, but I don't know what he's thinking. Oh, I need to finance my purchase. You finance the purchase before you make it. You don't make the purchase, then panic to figure out a way to make money. You do that first. If you were going to buy Twitter, then you figure out how Twitter will be profitable before the sale goes through. You don't panic after the sale goes through and try to change everything, which is literally what he's doing. You know what I'm saying? It seems like what he is, he's a big idea guy, which is great. He's one of the big brain idea guys. Great idea, run with it, but then everyone else implements it after the fact, right? That's what it seems like to me. He has the big ideas. PayPal, SpaceX, Tesla, big ideas. Everyone else implement everything about it, but I came up with the good idea. So his idea was, you know, buy out Twitter, change it to be a place where it's total, you know, fair free speech. But now, oh shit, I didn't even think, paid for verification subscriptions. And everyone else below me figure out how to do that. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, I don't know. Again, I'm for an $8 subscription plan if there's a benefit to me. All right, now I'm not sold to be a benefit to me. We have to see. Okay. Oh, so this is an interesting story. All right, and then we're gonna get to the PSVR 2, which everyone wants me to talk about. Someone has decided to open up an arcade in their small town, which is unique. If you have a small town and someone's opening up a unique business like an arcade, right? That sounds pretty cool. However, the local news station did a TV story about it and went into his arcade and revealed, get this, the guy's arcade is all arcade 1-up machines. So if you don't know what an arcade 1-up machine is, there is a business running right now on the internet that sells replica arcade machines. They are small scale, scaled down versions of full-size arcade machines that are meant for personal use in your own home. They're not meant for constant use, and they're certainly not meant for commercial use by a wide audience. I've explained to you guys about these arcade 1-up machines, how I personally feel they're a ripoff. They charge anywhere from $500 to sometimes $1,000 for these machines. These things are tiny. These are not big. You think, oh, arcades, those are big machines, right? These are very small. I've seen them in person. They're tiny. The controls are shrunken. It's kind of like for kids. It's like for little kids to play on an arcade machine. It's not really for an adult to sit there and be playing it extended periods of time. These are for like collectors. That's exactly what it is. It's for like a collector who wants to have a nice, oh, look at my game room, and I go in here an hour a day and I unwind and play a couple games and then it shuts off for the night and I never see it again for a week. That's what Arcade 1-Up is for. Okay? But this guy bought dozens of arcade 1-up machines and put them into his basement arcade in the hopes of opening up a small business. He doesn't realize that's illegal. And the TV story publicized that he's doing this. He's going to be sued out the ass because those arcade 1-up machines are meant, it says right in it, if you buy an arcade 1-up machine, you have to use it for only like your own personal use, that the licenses that they obtain to have the games in those machines are not for commercial public use.
There's a way, to be fair, there's ways around that. There's actually kind of ways around that I can think of off the top of my head. If you're not allowed to fucking use these 1-up machines, you're not allowed to fucking charge people to play these 1-up machines. There's ways around that. You can just instead fucking charge people to enter your basement and have drinks. You can fucking enter up some sort of small wee fucking soft drink, bar or something. Just basically charge people to come into your fucking, areas. You know what I'm saying? There's ways around that. So you don't have to fucking charge people to play the games, essentially. If you're not allowed to fucking charge people to play the fucking games, there's always ways to try and circumvent that. It's like fucking when you go to those. I see sometimes you go to like festivals. Some of you guys will probably have gone to like music festivals sometimes, right? And sometimes you're not allowed to. Some places are not allowed to fucking sell water or give water away, not shit. Because like if you give water away, it's like hurting some of our fucking business, not shit. So they'll do things where they'll fucking sell you something else instead for cheap, and they'll give a bottle of water away for free with the purchase of something else. It's some kind of weird things. I know that's a very bad example. I know I couldn't think of a better example of that. But sometimes you can get around these sort of wee stipulations and these kind of wee loopholes to get to give away what you want to give away in the first place for But Phil fucking preach about someone else breaking the laws. A fucking good one to me. Right, let's see what he says. I'm going to wind up a bit, but we'll see what he says.
If you buy an arcade 1-up machine, you have to use it for only like your own personal use, that the licenses that they obtain to have the games in those machines are not for commercial public use. So just the fact that the game is in there and he's going to have other people come into his house and basically playing on it immediately violates the user agreement. It means he can be sued. That's number one. Now, are any of those companies really going to sue him? Probably not. They probably don't give a shit, okay? But this is also part two of the equation. Arcade 1-up machines, as I've explained to you, are not meant for ongoing use by...
Naruto Ronin says, it doesn't say anywhere on my machine that I have to use it for my home use. So, Naruto Ronin actually has a 1-up machine, he says himself, and he can't see anything that it says about personal use only. So Phil might be wrong. That's a strange one. When's Phil ever wrong, guys?
Commercial audience. They are toned down, lower grade components. You can see, the screen is not a durable arcade screen. These controls are not, meant for someone to be coming in and playing on it constantly. Even, let me give you some perspective here. I grew up in the era of arcades, the 1990s. Even the arcade machines that were huge and durable and meant for commercial use broke down all the time. I couldn't tell you how many times on a weekly basis I go to my local arcade. Oh, you can't play the fighting game you want to play because the button broke. And they don't have a tech here tonight, so they'll be here tomorrow to fix it. And now you're screwed. You know what I'm saying? And that was in a commercial atmosphere. Now imagine someone coming in and every day there's kids playing, smashing these controls and everything. This guy had no idea what he was doing. And it's sad because you can tell the guy probably has passion for arcade games, but he had no idea what he was getting into, and he's going to screw himself. Likely this thing's going to be in a major trouble within a month or so. Not good. But I've been telling you guys about the pitfalls of Arcade 1-Up, that it's not a real arcade machine. It's just not. It's not even close to being a real arcade machine. It's basically kind of like, how can I explain it? Okay, here's the best way to explain it, all right? You're into medieval culture and you're into swords, all right? So you buy one of those crazy replica swords.
Yeah. Money. Oh, money. Yeah. Money.
Thank you very much to Black Mage for super chat. He says, this is the most nitpicky jealousy ever. Salty pig. Pretty much, aye. I'm going to rewind this so I don't miss a strange fucking sword analogy. This is kind of comparison story. Let's see what he says. Let's see where he goes with us.
Kind of like, how can I explain it?
So Phil's going to explain it by talking about medieval swords, okay? Let's hear it, Phil.
Okay, here's the best way to explain it, all right? You're into medieval culture and you're into swords, all right? So you buy one of those crazy replica swords and they charge you like $700 for a replica sword, and it looks really nice, and you hang it on your wall. It's all well and good. It's good for display purposes. Maybe you pick it up, you swing it around a few times, and you get a little silly use out of it. You put it back on your wall. All right? Now, if you take that sword, all right, and you swing it and actually try to, like, chop something with it, that sword will explode into pieces. It says right on it, this sword is for replica purposes only. This is not a real sword. You're not to use it for combat or chopping purposes. It's just supposed to be for show. That's
that example's fucking trash. So he's comparing playing games on one of these one-up arcade cabinets, but people still want to play games on it. It's just people are doing it for fucking. He's potentially going to earn money from people wanting to play games in his basement. That's literally all that's happening. It's like he's going from playing games in his own personal downtime to potentially charging people to come and play games instead in his own basement and make a bit of money on the side. Phil's example is, you're going from having a sword on display to trying to chop the shit out of things using it, even though it's a prop sword. That's not a fucking great example. Chopping style purposes, for fuck's sake, Dutch Sophia. Oh my god, is it a terrible fucking example? Jesus Christ.
the use of the sword, all right? If you want a real sword, you have to buy a sword that's actually tempered at a fucking forge by a professional. Real swords can go for thousands of dollars because they take a lot of time and a lot of work, and they don't even look that nice half the time because of the amount that it takes to go into it. But then you pay for what you get for. All right, you get what you pay for. I said that completely backwards. So, if you're buying the arcade 1-up machine, you're essentially buying a replica of what the original arcade machine was. It's nice to look at, and yeah, you can play it every once in a while for an hour or two, but you can't expect to get the same kind of use or the same kind of experience out of playing on arcade 1-up as you were if you were in a real arcade, playing on a full-size, non-replica arcade game with durable controls. It's just not going to be the same. And it's a shame that people are getting this weird mentality that it's worth it. Like someone literally just said, Bo knows Tecmo, said in the chat, remember that MVC2 cabinet that they were selling over the summer? They advertised it at Evo, and I criticized it, and I said this violates the spirit of the free MVC2 movement from last year, because essentially all it's doing is providing MVC2 only for a small audience who are rich rather than to the masses. Guess what? That cabinet was sold with no online play. Even though it was advertised to have it, and it said outright you'd be able to play against other people who own the cabinet, it was apparently sold with no online play. They're supposed to add it later. What the fuck? No. You sold me the product now for an insane amount of money. I want the features now. Why the fuck do I have to wait to get the features I paid you for when I bought it? So that's what I mean. This arcade 1-up thing, it's like hype right now because people are all nostalgic and shit. And then for some reason, these people have a lot of disposable income to throw away. But they're not good for any kind of practical purpose. Collector's great, but outside of that, there's like people said to me, would you want the Marvel 2 machine? No. Why would I want the Marvel 2 machine? Let's see about this. You can't capture from it whatsoever, so you can't make any content out of it. The controls are shrunken. By the way, they're the American-style arcade controls. You don't want American controls. You don't want that. You want Japanese-style controls. Those are more responsive. Even by the end of the era of arcades, most American arcades had converted from American-style parts to Japanese-style parts. So the fact that they're selling American parts in Arcade 1-up misses the whole point of what a competitive Street Fighter machine should be to begin with. They didn't do any research at all. They really didn't. They didn't care. That company, I'm telling you, it's just... You could see the company and the dollar signs that they saw in their eyes. They just said, let's make it look kind of fancy, but let's scale it down and let's just make as much money as possible. There's nothing there that screams this is a quality piece of equipment.
If people fucking want to buy the goddamn thing, they're going to buy the fucking goddamn thing. It's up to people what they fucking do with their money. Just like how it's sucking up to your dent heads in your fucking chat if they want to give you money. As dumb as they are for fucking giving you money, Phil Burnell. If they want to do that, that's all on them. That's their fucking choice. They're fucking sinking money into fucking nothing because you're going to fucking throw that money that's given to you and you're going to fucking throw it away in W Champions, on alcohol, on DoorDash, on fucking cat, fucking potato supply, all this other shit. You get what I'm saying though? It's up to fucking them. It's up to anyone what they fucking do with their money. If people want to fucking spend that money on how they wish, then so be it. You can fucking bitch and whine and cry about it, how you think it's a fucking inferior product, but if people want to fucking buy the goddamn thing, that's on them. That's their fucking choice. It's their prerogative. It's up to them, for fuck's sake. Let's be honest, Prophet said it earlier on, Prophet said it best. He's just jealous as fuck he can't get his hands on a machine like this to play it. Although if Phil got one of these kind of machines, obviously he'd bitch and whine about the fact that, these American style controls are fucking garbage. I want it to be Japanese style controls. I want the screen to be bigger. I want to be able to play online with people. I want every single person in the world to be playing this fucking game at the same time as me, so I can also fucking make money on recording this content. I want to be able to fucking stream direct capture from the fucking source. No, Phil, you want... If you want all that, Phil, you want all that to happen, why don't you try and request some kind of custom build? You ask somebody that makes these fucking things, you ask them to build you something specifically for those purposes. You really want all those things to happen? You find out how much I could fucking cost. You ask somebody, could you fucking make something for me, which is like an actual fucking cabinet for Street Fighter, which has got fucking, you know, Street Fighter 2, so, you know, Super Turbo only, you know, fucking no other fucking games allowed, it's only Super fucking Turbo 2, so Phil can stick to the fucking one good game, you know, the one game he's good at, essentially. Don't you dare put Street Fighter 5 on there, Phil, go fucking mental. And you can fucking ask, you know, so direct capture from it, you know, it's got Japanese style controls, it's connected to the internet, you know, everything else, how much would that cost? And then you can get it priced whatever, and then you can fucking maybe save your fucking pennies, whatever, maybe. You know, why don't you fucking, if that's what you fucking want, Phil, try and see how much it's worth. Ask around, see how much it would cost you. But nah, he's going to bitch and whine about the things that are available for now, and he's going to say what's wrong with them. But it's just, Phil just fucking, he exists to bitch and whine and moan, he really does. He looks yellow on my phone, he is kind of yellow, he looks like he's fucking got, you know, fucking, you know, jaundice or something, Jesus Christ. He's certainly no fucking mellow yellow.
And people are so fooled into thinking, oh, I'm buying an arcade machine. I'll spend $700 on the Marvel vs. Capcom 2 machine. Wow, did you just get fucking swindled? You have no clue how much money they just made on you. They probably made $600 on you. But that's what really blows me away is the whole point of getting that machine was you were supposed to be able to play against people online. Now you can't. It's not even there. That's crazy. All right, let's get to what everyone wants to talk about. PSVR 2. It was formally announced this morning. PSVR 2 is coming out next year. All right. Where's the date? Pre-orders start November 15th. The actual unit ships February 22nd, 2023. Okay? It's a complete kit. And the kit includes the camera, the controllers, and the PSVR set itself. If you remember with PSVR 1, it assumed you already owned the PS Move controllers and a camera. It assumed you already had those. Now, you don't need those accessories separate. It comes with it in a full kit because no one uses the fucking PS Move controllers anymore, and they didn't sell a camera for the PS5 that was mainstream, so you need to have those included. The kit will be $549, and someone actually kind of did an adjustment, and they said if you go back to 2016 when PSVR 1 came out, the original unit itself was $500, but then you had to buy a camera and 2 PS Move controllers, and probably the cheapest you could even get that for was around $620.
I'd like to remind people, and unless Phil doesn't tell you, Phil might or might not bring it up, he was gifted his original PlayStation Move controllers. He didn't have to fucking buy. So the only thing Phil bought, I think at the time, was the actual PSVR. But he was gifted the Move controllers when somebody else was gifted him, like fucking Titanfall or something like that. Somebody gifted him the game at the same time. But he was also given the Move controllers as separately from somebody as well. People are very... This is back at the time when Phil was getting all sorts of gifts. Somebody gifted him the old TV, somebody gifted him the Xbox and all that shit, you know what I mean? Apparently so anyway. If you fucking believe what Phil says, Phil got all these amazing gifts off people, he wasn't just fucking buying them himself. No. SCP Sophie says, okay, look, I watch a guy on Twitch that owns an arcade and has one-ups, and the one-up is a great deal. Lol, trying to find original arcade cabs are expensive. Yeah, exactly, that's why so many people probably fucking go for the one-up machines, because they're a fucking cheaper alternative to trying to get a fucking actual legitimate arcade cabinet. It's a good fucking compromise in my opinion. It seems that if people enjoy it and are getting good use out of it, then fair enough. That's exactly it. If people are happy with the fucking product, then let them fucking buy it. Bartwell says Phil logging into Dreamlight Valley VR to slap all the 11-year-olds. Jesus fucking Christ. Remember, but he wouldn't say it to them actually. He'd fucking mute his microphone first and then tell his audience that privately. That's the important thing. As long as he fucking tells his audience privately and they don't hear him threaten them, that's the important thing.
So if you just even compare it to the previous model, it's cheaper. Okay? Fair enough. All right? Now, what is it coming with? Nothing. A demo disc again, I believe. I think it's a demo disc of games. What games are actually coming out to launch with this thing? I think they said there's about 10 or something like that. There's like 10 that are coming out for it. One of them is a new game from Supermassive Games, Dark Pictures Switchback VR. Do you want to know what it is? It's literally the sequel to Until Dawn, Festival of Blood. Do you remember that game where it was basically just, not Festival, but whatever it was called. It was the on-rails game. You're on like a roller coaster ride and you're shooting all the enemies around you. It's literally exactly the same game. It's just Dark Pictures now because they're not doing Until Dawn anymore. So it's their latest franchise, Dark Pictures Switchback. I'm not saying that's bad. I'm just saying I played that original Until Dawn game and the gimmick of VR was nice for a while. But that's not a game with even any replayability. Like you play it once through, okay, great, you know, but you just paid 40, $50 for that, you know. Crossfire Sierra Squad. It's a first-person shooter. Have anyone ever heard of Crossfire Sierra Squad before? Me neither. It's probably going to suck. The Light Brigade, which is supposed to be a new single-player roguelike experience filled with immersive gunplay and moody mystery. You ever heard of it before? Me neither. Jurassic World Aftermath Collection. Wait, collection? How can it be a collection if it's a new game? Because it's not. It's 2 games that already exist that no one played, and they're putting them into a collection to sell it as one game as a launch title for PSVR 2. Are you starting to see the pattern here? Like, do I even need to explain that here we are again, 6 years later, and Sony isn't realizing that you need to have games for this fucking thing before you launch it? And apparently they're not that smart yet. Because the number one problem with PSVR was that there were no killer apps. The technology was unique and interesting. I actually enjoyed PSVR for about 2 months. There was a neat gimmick where I was juggling these different style of games. You know what I'm saying? I had a good time with them. But after about 2 months of playing it, I think it was around a little after the end of the first month, I started playing games that were giving me motion sickness. And I was like, is it really worth it to play a game? And by the way, the games weren't great. They were passable games. They definitely were gimmicky because they were VR games. That was the approach. If they had not been non-VR games, they probably wouldn't have been that interesting at all. Just being honest, okay? But I bought into the hype. I bought the PSVR 1. I played it.
Money, oh, money, yeah, money.
Thank you very much to Barrett Wells. A super chat. It says, Phil dismissing a game on name alone just tells me he doesn't mind mindless sequels and clones of other games. Pretty much, yeah. Phil's a bit of a fucking, snob when it comes to those kind of things. Little Shadow X is saying, isn't getting electrocuted meme of DSP from playing PSVR? I don't know. I'm not entirely sure, to be honest. I think I remember something from back in his Connecticut days where he was on his couch doing a VR game of sorts, but I don't know. It could be, but I may have think something different as well. Wardog Leader says it is. There you go, Little Shadow X. You're apparently correct because Wardog Leader said it was. Okay. SCP Sophie says, I have Quest 2. Half the games on the store have BE capabilities. As in backwards, maybe? Backwards capabilities. PS5 will have games already in the store like No Man's Sky or VR. Phil hated No Man's Sky, remember. I've never played No Man's Sky. It's apparently a really good fucking game, No Man's Sky, and I've never fucking played it. I might actually fucking have to try and get it myself and see what it's like, because those kind of games I'd actually fucking enjoy, I think, just in the kind of exploration kind of thing. Yeah, No Man's Sky, I hear a lot of good things about No Man's Sky, even though Phil bitched and whined about there's no online multiplayer, some pish, or no proper, genuine online multiplayer. It was a bit of a bait and switch, apparently, some people say. But I've heard a lot of good things about it, yeah. Apparently you lose hours, yeah. As I said, I recently completed Fallout 4, and I'm replaying it again just to try to play it differently, and it's just all... I'm catching up on these old-ass fucking games. I know Fallout 4 is a lot older than fucking No Man's Sky, but I'm catching up on all these older games that I never got around to playing before, and fucking Fallout 4 is a fucking great kind of game where you can just go so many different routes, you can just go to so many different approaches, and No Man's Sky as well. I always kind of like the idea of exploring in games, so yeah, I might have to get myself some No Man's Sky. And imagine in VR, imagine how good that would look in VR, like PlayStation 5 kind of graphics, VR support. That would probably fucking slap hard as hell. That kind of game, just enjoying that kind of fucking, yeah. Okay, I'm not one for VR gaming, but that alone sounds tempting. Anyway, quick update on the bingo, guys. We are 50 likes in, apparently. Wardog we just said we're 50 likes in, so we're 50 away from for a free square, sorry. We need 25 snorts of free space. I was hoping Phil would have been snorting more, but because he got woke up early, probably that hurts us. I mean, you can always tell when Phil is woken up not long before stream because he snorts quite a lot. When Phil wakes up early, which he did today, a wee bit earlier than usual, he probably got most of the snorts out of the fucking way. 25 snorts because of free space, so who knows, it might still happen. But yeah, we're 5 away from a full house. Fingers crossed we get it today.
Have been that interesting at all, just being honest, okay? But I bought into the hype. I bought the PSVR 1. I played it, and I actually liked it for about a month and a half. I enjoyed it. I played a variety of games on the thing. If you remember, I did like Job Simulator, the Batman VR game, the Until Dawn on-rail shooter game. I
completely forgot about fucking Job Simulator. Phil fucking played Job Simulator. It's the closest Phil's come to real fucking work in a long fucking time.
The one that was different things. I remember there was a bank heist, there was an underwater adventure in a cage where you saw things around you. There was the horror game. What was it? It had nothing to do with the rapture. It was something else. Like it was the afterlife. Everyone had died and there were demons on the planet and stuff. And it was supposed to be an allegory that humans had destroyed the planet. And, you were trying to save it. Like God or Mother Nature was trying to tell you to save the planet. I can't remember what it was called. That was the first one that gave me bad motion sickness and I wanted to barf playing it. Among a few others. I probably played about 10 to 12 VR games on the PSVR. And then the releases died down. There weren't that many left to play. And the last game that I ever played on it was Resident Evil 7. And that was really the kicker for me. Because when Resident Evil 7 had come out, I said, I know it's in VR, but I want to play it normally first. let's play it as a game first. That way I can fairly review it. And then I can pop on the VR and maybe do a quick second run and see how the VR affects it. All right. And quite frankly, the VR didn't really do much for it besides a little bit of interesting way to aim. The way that you aimed when playing it on PSVR was with your head. You didn't actually use your hands to, you aimed with your head, and then you would pull the trigger and fire straight into the enemy ahead of you. So as long as you had accurate head movement and the camera was adjusted well, you could actually get some pretty accurate shots off, which was kind of neat. But outside of that, the gimmick just wasn't there. Like I felt like it felt the same as playing the game on the TV, you know. And that was it for me. Like after that, I was like, I really have no desire to ever use this thing again. And then incidentally, I became a full-time streamer, and I realized, wow, if you're like a streamer who interacts with your audience, you can't even use VR anyway. Because VR, you're immersed in the game. You're 360 surrounded by game graphics. You don't see your stream chat. You can't react to what's going on. You can't do shout-outs. You can't talk. You can't do nothing. You're just in the game. So if you're an interactive streamer, you can't even take advantage of VR anyway, because then you're isolated from your audience, which is the whole point of you streaming, right? So it was kind of like an eye-opening experience after having played it for a few months. And then, quite frankly, the gimmick wore out. I was like, wow, this is kind of a dud. You know what I mean? And by the way, the entire life cycle of the PlayStation VR, there was not a single game, not one game that was put out for that game, that I guess you call peripheral, that was considered a killer app. Never once did someone say, this is the game that you must play on PSVR, and if you missed it, you missed one of the best gaming things of the year. You really are just, you're hurting yourself, doing a disservice to yourself as a gamer if you don't play this game on PSVR. It never happened. It was a gimmick. It was, again, those games, if they were non-VR games, wouldn't even be average games. They'd just be like, meh. You know, a game that's a bargain bin game. But because it had the VR aspect, everyone's like, oh, it's so much better. No, it's not. Just because there's a little gimmick involved doesn't mean that's overall a better game. That's a ridiculous thing to say. And like I said, the more I played, the more my eyes were kind of opened, and I kind of wasted my money. Because
a lot of people are fucking, you know, having a go at Phil in my chat here saying that's a fucking lie. There's plenty of streamers that actually fucking do VR games that are still able to fucking interact with our chat as well. I've seen people make videos before. Fucking, you know, they obviously do a lot of streaming, but at the same time they do the VR content, and it's one of those things that they still manage. It's okay. Yeah, Martin Kerry just says it's a complete lie. There are many streamers that put effort in that can see chat and interact with them in VR. With VR, yeah, I'm pretty sure there's ways you can fucking go about it where you can set up so you can actually see the chat in probably the bottom corner or whatever, your VR screen or something. You can probably have some sort of overlay or some add-on or some sort of strange, some sort of thing like that, where you can still actually see your own chat in some small section of the VR screen that you're looking at. But yeah, SP Sophia says I play a MMO on VR. Yeah, and Warlock says some streamers who are VTubers still do VR chat, and you can have the chat in on VR chat. There you go. So Phil though is fucking Phil, you know, he's like, I can't do that, I'm fucking old, I'm 40 years old, I don't know how this works, and how would I do shoutouts, and how would I beg, how would I whine, how would I send a tweet if I'm stuck in VR all fucking day, and I can only do this for 30 minutes, and then I get fucking motion sickness. Oh no. Phil's an old ass bitch, and he can't fucking handle too much VR, clearly. It doesn't do good for him, he's not able to fucking cope with it physically.
that thing was, you know, $500, plus I needed to buy the move controllers and the camera and all of that. It was expensive. For what? What did I really get out of it? You know, I don't know if I really, if I got anything out of it, quite frankly, from what I was looking for. So I do feel like I kind of screwed myself and fooled myself. So if they, PSVR 2, and here's the 5 amazing games you must play at launch. What do they got? A bunch of crap, a bunch of shovelware. Now, we already know that there's a Horizon game coming out for it, right? We're aware of that. Horizon is a great franchise. Perhaps that will be the killer app. Maybe. You know, I want to be a little hopeful here that maybe they learned their lesson from PSVR 1. But right now, there's absolutely, positively nothing at all that looks like it's going to be a game you must play on PSVR 2. So it doesn't matter that the graphics are better, the tracking is better, the controllers are better. If there's no fucking games to play, who cares? It doesn't fucking matter what the capabilities of it are if there's nothing that you must play on it. It blows my mind. It's so, you want to know what I'm seeing on TV right now? If you can believe this, metaverse ads from fucking Meta, you know, the Facebook company who just lost like $7 billion of worth because Meta is failing. I'm seeing ads on TV. The potential for Meta is amazing. Even though we're not there now, eventually farmers will use this to see the potential of their crops and where they need to put resources. And in medical fields, it'll be used for this and this. Meanwhile, you read the actual news. Oh, Meta just lost $7-point-something billion because they're idiots and no one wants this thing. Just because there's technology potential does not mean that that potential will be realized in true implementation. I feel that the PSVR possibly had tons of potential, and none of that potential was ever really realized or utilized. It was squandered. It was squandered potential. So when you have squandered potential, why would you make a sequel? You know what I'm saying? You didn't utilize the first one 6 years ago. Well, now almost 7 years ago. Why would you make a sequel? I'm very confused about this. Maybe I'm off base and someone can clarify to me, you know, a justification. But I don't see a reason for PSVR 2. They tried it. It didn't do so good. You know, compared to what they were hoping. It didn't take off. It didn't become mainstream. It wasn't a household item. There were no games that were killer apps for it. So why do we need a PSVR 2? Why try again? Right? I don't get it. Because VR is still growing and slowly becoming more popular. The more VR headsets, the better. VR has been around forever. You realize that, right? There was VR in the fucking 1990s. Have we really had that many advancements?
That's kind, yeah. Since the fucking 1990s, aye, we have. That's like fucking saying video games have been around forever. Imagine them saying, let's, you know, after fucking Asteroids came out, you know what? You know, these games are alright, you know what I mean? But there's no fucking much advancement. Let's just fucking stop. Why the fuck should we fucking try and improve Asteroids? You know, it's hard to fucking improve on Asteroids. It's a popular fucking game. A lot of people fucking enjoy the game, but it's hard to fucking improve on Asteroids. Fuck it, you know, let's not bother us trying to fucking improve on how, you know, on Asteroids and how well that fucking game did, and it just fucking stopped dead.
Remember over a decade ago, all the gaming journalists were going crazy. VR is the future. Oculus and this and that. We're 12, 13 years later, and we're still at square one. At what point do you look at it and you're like, okay, it's the same as the 3D gimmick. It's the same as every other, the motion control gimmick. It's a gimmick. It's not significantly changing or adding anything to the gameplay experience. Yes, immediately you get that feeling of immersion. And it lasts for like a month maybe if you're playing various games. But here's the way I see it. Until you make me a killer app game that when I play this game in VR, I actually feel like I had a dramatically different experience from what is otherwise available on a standard game console or PC, I don't need VR. With the day when that app is released, wow, that was completely unique and immersive. There was no way I would have been able to do that on a standard console or PC. It needed the VR implemented to have it be this good. And it blows you away, and it's of such a quality and a caliber that you're like, oh my God, game changing. Now I want every game to be just like that. If that came out, you would hear me be a fan of it. But I had the last one, and I never had that experience. Not once. So why in the holy hell do I want PSVR 2? I bought PSVR 1. And, you know, why would I want the sequel? I feel like I got swindled. I did. I got fooled. I got told this would be the future, and there was nothing. There was nothing worth playing on it.
I actually remember asking Phil directly, and a long time ago, I was in his chat, and I wasn't banned at the time. And I think I was on Twitch at the time, I think. And I asked him, you know, he just not long stopped playing, you know, PSVR stuff. And I was asking him, you know, did you make a loss then, you know, with the fucking content when you're playing PSVR? And he told me he broke even, essentially, at least. He at least broke even with the amount of money he made playing PSVR stuff. He technically didn't make a loss, I would argue, because he made his money back at least playing the content, playing the games. So he was not at a loss financially. So, Phil was, in my opinion, Phil's lying about that, you know, there you go. Prophet says he's read the terms of services for Arcade 1-Up. Under prohibited use section, it states nothing about using the products for a business. What do you know? Phil was lying again.
All right, let's do some shout outs for contributions. And because that's the last news story, by the way. So let's do some shout outs for contributions. We may have some time for Q&A. And I got to try to remember at the end of the podcast to go check on my laundry, remember? See, my brain isn't as full of Swiss cheese holes as you thought. So let's start with YouTube side shout outs. We start with Ski, S-K-I-I-E. That could be Ski, that could be Ski-A, I'm not sure. But however you pronounce your name, thank you, because you did $1 super chat. Then you did an additional super chat for $5. He said, in regards to your Ken costume, out of all of the Street Fighter games which have had the hardest execution and maneuvers, I sucked at FADCing in Street Fighter 4. So, out of all Street Fighter games, which one had the hardest like maneuvers and inputs? Oh man, let me think about this for a second. That's an interesting question. Street Fighter 1, which isn't even considered a competitive fighting game, didn't have moves that consistently worked. The controls were actually flawed. Where like let's you would do a Hadouken motion.
Money, yeah, yeah. Money, money. Oh, money, money, yeah, yeah. Money, money.
Thank you very much to Lunar Guardian for Super Chat. It says, Phil's not a gamer, he's a consumer. That's a very good take. on Phil Burnell, and I'd have to agree. Phil Burnell is not, more than that, because he does this for a living, because this is his fucking career, because he fucking is a variety streamer and all that shit. This is not Phil fucking playing like a typical gamer. A typical gamer would not fucking buy several fucking games a month and play them sparingly for an hour or two each fucking day and rotate them around. Now, that's not a normal gamer. A normal gamer would usually stick to one, maybe two games at most, and get through them and enjoy them and get the most out of them and play them non-stop essentially. Most normal gamers treat these kind of games and spend all their time on these hot new games that they're fucking into that current time. And then obviously they might, once they're done with that game, they might move on to another game. They might come back to that hot fucking new game that they had before, whatever, they might come back to it again and again because they enjoy that game. Or they may fucking trade it in. But as I'm saying, normal gamers do that. Normal gamers play these fucking games until they've had their fill, essentially. But when it comes to DSP and what he does, because he's a fucking variety streamer, because this is his fucking career now, he's not a true gamer anymore. So I would have to agree in what you say that Phil is not a gamer. And it's one of those things, it's like, yeah, it takes a lot, he consumes a lot. He goes through a lot, he's basically as bad as one of these fucking news journalists that he fucking criticises all the fucking time, because he does not dedicate as much fucking time to these games as he likes to think he does. He's so fucking so he sometimes, how long did it take him to get through fucking Skyrim fucking last year? Was 6 months or something to get through one fucking game? It's bizarre. Mind you, I'm not one to fucking talk because I'm taking my fucking sweet time getting through Grand Theft Auto 5 on the Chaos mode. I think I might try and play some of that again very soon at this point. But I'll have to wait and see. But you get what I'm saying. No, I mean, that's a game I've fucking played several times before, though. I've never played a fucking Chaos mode, but I've played fucking GTA 5 tons of times. I'm sure most of us have. It's a very fun game to play through, you know what I mean? But yeah, Phil is not a gamer. Far from it. He plays games, it's his fucking living, and he fucking begs hard to fucking try and keep it going. But he is not a gamer. I would have to agree with Luna Guardian.
It wouldn't even come out half the time, and that was like by design. So you can argue that, but I don't think it's a competitive game that we should really talk about. Street Fighter 2, when you're just talking about doing regular special moves, is not that hard. But when you're talking about getting into the more advanced tactics, combos, and like tick throws and traps, that could be frame-specific stuff that's very difficult. Like T-Hawk, by the common person, no one would ever get a win with T-Hawk. But if you're an expert at Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo, you could play T-Hawk in a way that he was almost invincible. It's pretty crazy. Street Fighter 3. Here's the thing about Street Fighter 3. A lot of the stuff in the game is not hard to pull off, but it's more about reactions because you can parry so much in the game that if you're a parry master, that you can end up being insanely good at the game. But at the same time, there's some really tricky things too, like the Yoon super combo juggles, Urian's corner juggles and mix-ups with the Aegis Reflector. There's some really difficult stuff in that. Street Fighter 4, see, here's the thing. Here's where it starts to get iffy and great for me. I would say that Street Fighter 4 definitely had some difficult stuff in it, but I don't necessarily know if it was as difficult as the older stuff. And the reason I say that is Street Fighter...
Hooray, hooray, hooray. He said necessarily. That is a triple bingo right there with him saying necessarily. We are 4 away from a full house, but you guys get the bingo horns 3 times for that. One more fucking time. Okay, so we're 4 away from a full house, guys. Hopefully today is a fucking day. We need him to say bills, support, on demand, and he needs to fucking lean somebody as well.
Was when they started dumbing down the games. They actually started consistently dumbing down everything in the game for a more widespread audience because they wanted it to appeal to the masses. You don't even have to do a full special move motion. You can like double tap a corner and tap punch and you get a Shoryuken. You don't even do half the inputs needed for the normal move and the move comes out anyway. Street Fighter 5, I just honestly cannot answer. I played the game so little and I hated the game so much. For me to tell you any kind of an authoritative stance on Street Fighter 5, I would basically be talking out of my ass, to which I will just say the game sucks. But I don't feel like I should say anything there. Out of all the Capcom games, I would say Capcom versus SNK 2. I know a lot of people will be like, huh? Capcom versus SNK 2 was a game that not only had frame-specific combos, you had to be very, very well-timed with your pinpoint hit. You can't just mash a button. So to give you some perspective, all right? You're using a character, and they have a combo where they can do cross-up kick, medium punch, medium punch, super. You can't just do cross-up kick and mash medium punch 3 times and then do the super input. You have to do the kick, perfect timing, super. And it all has to be done all smoothly in a row to get your moves. And also, Capcom vs. SNK 2 had a mechanic called roll canceling that was a glitch, but it became the mainstream way to play the game. What it is in Capcom versus SNK 2, if you press the 2 light attacks together, you roll forward, and as you roll forward, you become temporarily invincible. You could pass through projectiles and other people's moves. The trade-off is there's recovery after it, so if you're not passing through their move and they're not recovering from their move, you're wide open. You can't just spam that thing because you get punished for it. But what people found out is that you can initiate the roll by tapping the light buttons together, but if you're in the middle of a special move motion and you complete the special move motion, the roll begins, but you interrupt the roll with the special move. So you gain the invincibility of the roll, but then there's no recovery because you get your special move right after. And people found out this now makes every move in the game completely invincible, even if it shouldn't be. So literally people were roll canceling every fucking special move in the game. It was ridiculous. The whole game became this crazy high level, everything's invincible, what the fuck do I do now? And it changed the face of how the game would be played competitively. But the thing is, roll canceling is just not that easy to do. It takes a significant amount of practice and timing, and I'll be honest with everyone. I wasn't a heavy Capcom versus SNK 2 player, and I never mastered it. I could do it every once in a while, but I wasn't someone who could do it consistently. Of course, I never told anyone that. So half the time when I was playing in a tournament, people would think I was roll canceling everything, and I wasn't. They would just believe it was going to be invincible, and they would be apprehensive of trying to attack me, when in reality, I wasn't using roll canceling half the time because I wasn't good enough. I just never mastered it. You know, I was into the Marvel series, Marvel vs. Capcom 2, so I didn't really care that much about CVS 2. I didn't master that mechanic, but a lot of other people did. So anyway, that's probably the hardest one, because to even hang competitively in CVS 2, you had to master the roll cancel, which in itself was kind of challenging. So there's my answer. Okay. Retro Parasite did a super chat, and that'll be our latest super chat, so let me get him up on the leaderboard here. Thank you for the super chat. He says, getting the $550 PSVR 2 next year. We just talked about it. And the answer for me is absolutely not. Not until there's a killer app for this thing. If there's a game that is so mind-blowing, oh my god, you really missed out on a once-in-a-lifetime gaming experience, you have to have PSVR 2 to play it, and you missed out on one of the best games of the year if you didn't have it. If that happens, I'll consider getting it. I'm not dropping money on a $600 peripheral that is likely going to collect dust. Oh, by the way, when I'm using it, you guys can't even interact with me because I'm isolated from you guys on my streams. Like, what? You want to talk about completely shooting yourself in the foot? That's exactly what that would be for me, I feel. So, all right, so now we're going to swing over to the YouTube side of things. Okay? Excuse me, what am I talking about? We're going to swing over to the tips side of things. First tip of today is from an anonymous tipper who tipped $1 and said, I love your content, keep up the great work. Actually, $1.65. I'll put them up on the leaderboard. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on a second. Wow. You might be looking at the leaderboard and say, why do you still have a $21 tip up there? As the stream was starting today, someone tipped me $21 and said, I wish to remain anonymous, so please don't put my name on the leaderboard, but I wanted to support you today, so here's a tip. So thank you to
Hooray, we have another double bingo because Phil said support. He read support, but you know what I'm saying though, finally I explained why I had $21 right at the start of the fucking stream. That is a double bingo, we are free away from a full house. Oh, there's a fucking great song on, there's a Meerkat classic. Apparently I just want to fucking turn the music up and keep Phil on mute for fuck's sake, man, this song's great.
the anonymous tipper, and my bad that I forgot to call that out at first. Let's get you your animation. Did it work? Yes, it did. Thank you very much to the anonymous tipper for your contribution today. I appreciate that very, very much. Thank you for the support. Okay, now we get on to these new tips. This is a $1.60 some tip from an anonymous tipper. And they said, hi, Phil, I love your content. Please keep up the great work. You're the realest guy on YouTube. Do you think you can play Resident Evil 6 in the future? Shout out to Maria and Bilal or Bilal. I apologize because I don't know how to pronounce that name, and I probably butchered it. Resident Evil 6, interestingly enough, I have a little bit of history with RE6. All right, when RE6 was in development, I went to E3 in 2012 and played it ahead of time. I got a preview of it for being at E3 that year, and I remember particularly playing it and telling you guys it seemed pretty exciting. It was interesting that this was going to have multiple, groups of survivors you're going to switch between. You had Leon, and that version kind of played a lot like classic Resident Evil, but then you had the more run and gun Resident Evil 5 style gameplay of Chris Redfield, right? Like literally there was variety in the gameplay you were going to get in Resident Evil 6, and that was a good thing. But come to find out, when Resident Evil 6 released, it didn't play like Resident Evil at all. Outside of one stage with Leon, where it felt like Resident Evil because you were at a university that became overrun with the living dead zombies. Outside of that, the entire game was just action run and gun based. Now, I'm not saying that was a bad game at all. I'm saying it was a bad Resident Evil game. It was a good action game, but it was a bad Resident Evil game, and everyone panned it, saying, wow, they missed the mark. We wanted horror. There's no horror. So at that point, that was when Capcom reassessed what they were doing. They realized that they had veered too far from the formula of what people had come to expect from Resident Evil, and they changed it back to classic survival horror Resident Evil 7. But for me, I played Resident Evil 6 as a new release, co-op fully with my friend, and when we played it, we loved it. We were like, this is what you want. You want a high budget, high octane, high production value action game like this. And by the way, it was lengthy as hell. It was like 20 hours or more long, which is unprecedented for a Resident Evil game. The plot was interesting, albeit it was convoluted, but it was interesting. And I was like, wow, this could be the future of gaming. And then they dropped the whole idea entirely when people panned it because they wanted Resident Evil and not an action game. Is that a shame? I would say yes. All they needed to do was make that game and not call it Resident Evil. Or not call it Resident Evil 6. That could have been a spin-off game, right? They could have made Resident Evil 6 in the vein of Resident Evil, and then they still could have had Resident Evil as an action game, as a separate series, and people could have played what they wanted. And That actually disappoints me because I liked the game a ton. I actually really enjoyed it. Would I replay Resident Evil 6 someday? Yes, I would, absolutely. Although, admittedly, it might be a different experience because my original experience was full co-op, and playing a full co-op was very fun. I don't know how much fun it'll be playing solo, because it certainly would seem like the game was geared towards playing it with a friend. But, I would consider, I only played it the once. I played it the once that year. That was it. 10 years ago. That would be an interesting one to go back to eventually. Okay. I received a $2 tip from an anonymous person saying, I missed a lot of your Halloween stream and yesterday's stream. Hope you have a good stream today, man. Well, thank you very much to whoever that was. And thank you very much for your support and your positive words. Always appreciated. Continuing on, the next tip. Wait a minute. I deleted the wrong one. I deleted the wrong tip, so hold on a second. I deleted the one I didn't shout out yet, so now I have to look it up manually. Damn it. Hold on. My fault. It's me getting old, being stupid. Let's see here. Here it is. Huh? Huh? Just listen to this tip and see if it makes any sense to you. 1 millimeter man tipped $4.20. So first thing I'll say is thank you for the tip, and let's play your animation. Okay? So thank you for the support. Thank you for that. 1 millimeter man says the following. DSP, is everything okay? Because lately you've been saying relaxed, but not chill. We do chill streams and bubbles around here. Ack.
I can confirm that he did in fact say chill earlier on, so there you go. When I was talking about Disney Dreamlight Valley, he did say chill. We have it ticked off on the bingo card. That is 1 millimeter man debunked.
Thank you for the tip. Let's continue. I got a $1 tip from someone says, I notice you're not talking about money. You're rocking it. Keep it up and watch the money come. Well, here's the problem. By you saying I'm not talking about money, you made me talk about money. So by you saying that, when
Phil is baited into talking money, I'm not going to say he's talking that. I'm not putting that on Phil. Phil was baited into talking money there. I'm not going to have a go at Phil for him reading out that contribution which mentioned money. That'd be a bit unfair of me. However, if Phil segues this into some sort of beg segment, then I can have a go. Yeah, it's what happens next essentially. It's him reading the contribution is not what's wrong. It's what he does next with it.
In your tip, you have inadvertently made me mention something that you like me not mentioning. And now, of course, everyone will clip this and say Phil talked about money on his stream, and it's all over now. So you just ruined it completely. But thank you for the tip, but thank you for, well, no thank you for ruining everything for me. What a horrible thing you've done. All right, I've got a $2 tip from Anonymous. It says, I asked twice now, even the 8 said yes, would you consider doing a one-chip challenge like Wings? And still a no. Should I still go fuck myself like you said last time? I love you, man. No, this time what I'd like you to do, all right, don't go fuck yourself. That's too harsh. Here's what I'd like you to do, all right? I want you to think as hard as you can about the one-chip challenge, really. Just like, I want you to just completely immerse your brain thinking about the one-chip challenge, all right? Now, here's what I'd like you to do as this is happening. I'd like you to get up from where you are, stand up right now, all right? Ready? So you're still thinking about the one-chip challenge in your head, okay? I'd like you to walk to your bathroom, like this. Okay, see, for me, it's easy, because my bathroom's right around the corner. Maybe yours is further. So now when you're in the bathroom, here's what I'd like you to do. Let's pretend this is the toilet. So what I want you to do is I want you to lift the seat up like this, all right? I want you to turn it, I want you to get on your hands and knees like this, all right? Just like this. I want you to take your head, I want you to fucking dunk you right in the toilet. I want you to flush. Okay? And maybe then you'll stop talking about this stupid thing. Just flush it out of your fucking head. I'm sorry, Jasper. I scared Jasper. I scared him. I terrified him. I absolutely terrified. Jasper, it's okay. I was being over dramatic for my audience trying to entertain them. It's okay, buddy. He didn't like that I yelled. He got scared. Look, I yelled so hard, I knocked over Balrog and E Honda up here. There we go. All right. Jasper, it's okay, buddy. Come over here. Come over here, silly. He's leaving. Jasper, it's okay.
He knocks over the 2 minority characters on Street Fighter, but all the right ones are fine. I get it, Phil. I get it. I like how Phil separated all the kind of. So he's got all like aside from Blanca, I don't think Blanca's white, is he? But you got fucking Ken and fucking Guile, these white dudes sitting rock along. They got their own wee little sections at the very bottom of the fucking club, down at the fucking bottom of that wee table, and all the minorities at the top next to the lamp. I get it, Phil. I get it. Oh, fuck's sake, man. Phil taking out minority characters of Street Fighter with his fucking dumbass antics.
Everything's fine. He's running away.
Yeah. Money. Oh, money.
Thank you very much to Quasar X for the super chat. It says, damn, he's getting on his knees for this one. Yeah, Phil's desperate to fucking be overdramatic for his fucking fans. You know, especially the ones that ask silly questions. He's determined to be silly with his answers just because they keep trying to get him to the fucking chip challenge. Naruto Ronan says, WWE wrestlers have attempted a challenge, but Phil's a bitch and won't do it. Yeah, Phil's scared to do it. Phil's terrified of attempting to do this because he thinks it would actually ruin his fucking day at least, and they might actually fucking hospitalise him. In fact, did Wings actually do this challenge, and did he have to go to hospital? Was it Wings that done a challenge? It's kind of fucking messed up. It actually put someone in hospital trying this fucking challenge. I'm just saying, the fact is actually true. It's kind of messed up. Gray's asking why does his mouth look like he's had a stroke? Because we think he had a stroke and didn't tell anyone. It's quite possible Phil had a stroke without realising it. But yeah, Phil definitely does kind of have like stroke face, you know, like JR. Good old JR from the Wrestling commentary days. He was somebody infamously, you know, had stroke face, but he was still a great commentator. He's still gone with his job, done it very well. But yeah, Phil is very possible had some sort of slight mini stroke and didn't even fucking realise it, which is why his face is kind of lopsided.
I scared him away. I scared my cat away with the dramatic reenactment. Wow. Well, hopefully he comes back. I didn't mean to scare my cat out of the room. All right, anyway. No, I'm not doing it. That's stupid. Oh, I got another $1 tip. Someone tipped $1 and says, please keep my name anonymous. I want to tip and let you know you're looking great today, better than usual. Did I get a haircut? Did I get a haircut? Keeping it real, telling you how it is. It's completely the opposite. I haven't shaven all week. In fact, I'm going to shave later today. So I look like a bum because I'm not shaving at all, right? I haven't gotten a haircut in a while. In fact, I think my wife had scheduled that we're going to get a haircut later this month at some point, but I don't exactly know when. It's one of the things that we have to schedule when we do it. A lot of times we have to change our schedule around when our day off is dependent on, you know, appointments. So I think later this month I'm getting a haircut, but no, didn't get a haircut. I look like a bum. Everything you said is factually incorrect. Thank you for the tip. Okay. I received a $3 tip. Let's see here. Hey, Phil, I love your streams. Please be careful. God of War spoilers are going to be an all-time high this coming week, so be careful. Yeah. Oh, I'm aware. And the thing is, you know, it is what it is. I can't control everything, or I just can't. I do my best to try to avoid, and so far I have, but it doesn't mean that there's no way that I can, you know, that I'll be spoiled. Likely I will be spoiled. This is just the problem with the modern internet, is these idiots, I hate to say it, these idiots at these companies send out their fucking promotional copies early. There has not been a single instance in the last few years that a whole game's plot is not leaked yet. Like, it just keeps happening, but they just don't get that they're fucking themselves over by doing this. They're so stupid. They just keep sending out the review copies. It's like, if you didn't send out the early copy, how the fuck would anyone know the plot of your game, you idiot? But they do it anyway. They're just so trusting that the people they send these copies to are going to be like the best people ever. They're not. And then it leaks every time. And you don't really get, I hate to say it, you just don't seem to get many big surprises anymore in gaming, right? You just don't. Because everything ends up getting spoiled over and over. You know, so it is what it is. And, you know, if we get spoiled, there's nothing you can do about it. I'll do my best to stop that, but, you know, what can you do, right? Okay. I received a $4.20 tip. It's funny because Jones J says, well, retailers break street dates, so it's impossible. Dude, do you even know Sony this week sent out God of War consoles with the God of War game included? Sony themselves. To consumers, not to reviewers, to consumers. They just sent them out. People had ordered PS5 bundles. They were supposed to get Modern Warfare 2. Sony sent out hundreds to thousands of God of War bundles instead. Stupidity. What else can you say? Human stupidity, right? Okay, Dark Angel 2931 just tipped me $3. Says, Phil, I hope you have an awesome day. Thank you very much to Dark Angel. Actually, I take that back. That was a $4.20 tip. So that is an animation. I was just about to say, if you guys are wondering why there are no animations, it's because a lot of these tips are lower than the animation threshold. The animation threshold is $4.20. Just to reiterate, it's $4.20, $5, $6.66, $10, $20, $30, $50, $100, $150, $200. Those are all unique animations and kind of anywhere in between. The only exception is it has to be exactly $4.20 or exactly $6.66 to get those. Everything else, if you are tipped between those levels, you get the animation.
I would call that kind of like a big segment. It's basically reminding his fans, if you want to see a cool animation, you got to tip at least this amount. That is kind of like a wee semi-big in there for sure. By the way, guys, I will remind you, I only have one single animation. It doesn't matter how big or small the contribution is. It doesn't even fucking matter if I get money. Subscribing as well to the channel sets off animation, sets off the exact same animation and retune. You know, it's just consistently. Consistency is a key in my channel. A one wee animation when a one wee tune goes off and everyone enjoys it because it's a great wee detractor tune as well. But yeah, I'm not going to like Phil. I think it's incredibly greedy of Phil. I mean, it's bizarre to me that he has so many different animations for such different levels of support, and it goes as high as fucking, what, $200. That's, to me, that's incredible to me. Imagine having a special $200 animation. Like, you expect that, you know, to fucking use that enough to fucking have an actual animation play, for fuck's sake.
And that's why I know some people are like, well, he's getting all these tips, why isn't he playing animations? Because they have to be at that threshold, okay? All right, so wait, I didn't add that one, did I? I don't think I did. That's $4.20. I don't think I added that. And then we got another $1 tip here. My 2 cents, you should interview with Review Tech. He's not a detractor, but he's not an ally. It'll win you a lot of points. No, it will not. here's my final thoughts on Review Tech. All right, because I'm tired of talking about the guy. I have no reason to talk about him ever again. Really, like I don't. Doing anything with that man will not benefit me because he's a person who at any waking moment will turn on you for personal benefit. He doesn't care whether or not I'm guilty, innocent, or anywhere in between. What Rich cares about is having something to talk about on his stream for today or the week. For example, I said I want an interview. He emails me and says, I'd like to offer you an interview. I respond and say, well, here's my concerns. He sent me a video response. I sent him another response saying, your video response didn't address any of my points. The answer is no. He literally took that interaction and used it to create a series of videos on his channel for the week, slandering me, saying, oh, the reason Phil doesn't want interviews because he wants a cush piece. No, I don't. I want people to ask me the real questions so I can answer them honestly. I don't want people to, what's the point of the interview if no one asks me anything that people want answers to? It's idiotic. He literally did that to get content for a week. Why would I want to give him anything? He is a disingenuous, very, very bad person. Under the guise of trying to act like he's the normal guy, the nice guy, everything he does is for personal gain. Every single thing.
Are you fucking aware of who's saying these words right now, Phil? Everything he says is for personal gain. Look who's fucking talking. You want to fucking hijack some big YouTube streamers or some big content creator's channel to fucking put forward your own fucking false narrative. You fucking want to have the world stop believing that you're some sort of begging hypocritical shill and fucking try and hypnotise people into believing your own fucking version of events. With zero evidence, may I fucking add. You're going to provide fucking zero evidence for all your fucking claims. You're just going to fucking hope and pray that they're fucking going to fall into line and believe everything you fucking say, just like your fucking denheads in your own fucking chat. Good fucking luck with that, buddy.
The reason he came on my streams and started supporting them earlier this year is because he knew people would start talking about it, and in turn, it would benefit him in the long run. It's the only reason he does anything in his life is for personal gain. You can tell that kind of person once you have enough interactions with them. How is it that I have private conversations with them and they're all public? Like, what are you doing? You're out of your mind, dude. Like, I learned my lesson. You remember the John Rambo conversations, right? That I got into so much trouble for. We're having text back and forth, and I told people about the text. Oh, how dare you betray the trust of your friend? Well, here I am having an actual business conversation with the guy about a potential interview. He just posted it all on the internet, not asking. But he's okay to do that, and I'm not. You know what I'm saying? So,
well, he's not your fucking friend, so he's not fucking risking a friendship there, pal. You know, I'm just saying, he's not fucking risking a friendship. He went out his way, asked you nicely, about interviewing you, this is what would happen, and you told him to fucking go suck cucumbers and take his shirt off. That was your response. Your fucking professional business-like response was to basically mock him.
No, enough of this bullshit. The guy is only out for himself. He has absolutely no intentions of getting to the bottom of any truth or anything. All he wants to do is get clicks and views. I'm not in it to get someone, clicks and views. I'm in it because someone actually is like, wow, this is something interesting. I want to get to the bottom of it. And they want two takes on it rather than just a one-sided slander that's been on the internet. All right? That's why, and I have people like that, by the way. People who, way more than Rich, seems like they're way more invested in actually having a real conversation with me. And it doesn't necessarily personally benefit them at all. People who will probably not get much or anything out of it, but they're still interested in having the conversation. Those are the people who you can probably trust, you see. So there you go. All right. So I'm done with that. All right. Let's see here. Jack Anderson did a super chat. He says, what's your opinion on the new PS5 and its upgrade to the PS5 Pro next year? If it releases, do you think Sony's trying to nickel and dime us? We have no information whatsoever. None. All we have is speculation. There's been no official announcement. There's no specs. There's no pricing. Why is anyone caring? People in 2022 are too focused on rumor, hearsay, right? Just 2 days ago, everyone was a flutter. Oh my God, the new Twitter verified is going to cost $20. It's $8, if that. But you see what I'm saying? Like, people always so apt to jump on that misinformation. I don't give a shit about a new PS5 till we get more information about it. Why would I? Okay? Mango Jewel Pods did a super chat and says, do you rewatch your stuff? I think you should watch back yesterday's pre-stream and see what it looks like from an outsider's point of view. How could I possibly watch yesterday's pre-stream and see it from an outsider's point of view when I'm not an outsider? How could I possibly do that? Right? I don't know. You cannot do that. How can you?
So basically, he does not watch his own content. I'm not sure if this is going to sound fucking vain or not, but whenever I create content, I tend to watch it first before I make it public sometimes, because I want to make sure that it's not going to be fucking, I want to make sure it's fucking worth watching. Sometimes I'll make a video, and then if I'm not sure if the video's fucking going to be good enough, I might not even upload a video. I might not share it, I might just fucking delete the fucking video. That happens sometimes. But it's one of those things where I fucking make sure that if I think to myself, if I'm not liking what I'm seeing, how can I expect my audience to fucking enjoy what I'm fucking seeing? Sometimes I'll actually fucking send a video to a person here or there and say, I need your thoughts on this video. Do you think it's fucking worth sharing essentially? And okay, I'll get feedback. But it's one of those things where it's one of those things where I like making sure that. But Phil doesn't even bother his arse. He just uploads. He creates the content and he fucking uploads it and then he fucking forgets all about it. He doesn't fucking bother to check if his content is fucking worth having. Because it's all fucking live stream content anyway. I also don't fucking diss for live content. It's hard for me to fucking rewatch my live content after I just fucking made it. Especially if it's like 3 odd hours fucking day in a live stream. and I will occasionally go back to it and try and pick up bits here and there or whatever, and then just catch things here or there. Or sometimes I'll do timestamps as well.
Yeah, yeah. Money, money. Oh, money, money. Yeah, yeah. Money, money.
Thank you very much for subscribing to the channel. So Quid F Poon. I don't know if I said that name correctly, but if I did, then fucking hooray for me. So Quid F Poon, thank you for subscribing. But you get what I'm saying though, it's normal for when you make normal fucking videos. I can see, so Phil could watch some of his old content. By the way, I just seen somebody get leaned. I actually seen somebody get leaned in Phil's chat right now as we're doing this. I'm going to tick off leaning ban because I just saw it happen. I just happened to be looking. So I'm counting that now. It happened while we're still in this fucking bingo. I'm counting it. Fuck it. That's a double bingo. We need Phil to say bills and on demand. We are 2 away from a full house. If we get a 3 space for 100 likes or 25 snorts, we would only need 1 of those.
You step out of your own frame of reference, right? You can't. So I don't know what to tell you. All I can do is ever talk from my own perspective. I can't take myself out of my first person. You know what I'm saying? What I can try to do is see from another person's perspective when giving qualifying characteristics and stuff. You see? Anyway, I don't know. Let's continue. This person's another $1 talking about review tag. I literally just said those are my final words on him, and I'm not wasting any more breath on him. So thanks for the $1 tip. Okay. Very good. Mango, if you have a point to make, just make the point. Don't ask me a vague, generalized question that makes no sense. Try to nail the point so I understand what you're saying, because I have no clue what you're saying right now. Give me your perspective on what you're trying to get me to understand, and maybe we can address it, but I have no clue what you're trying to get at. Okay? And I'll give you a minute to do that because I have to go check out my laundry, and then we got to get started with Gotham Knights. We can't keep going on with this podcast forever. Okay. All right, any final questions or anything for me before we adjourn? Unless Mango chimes in and reiterates, I don't know what he's talking about.
And it's not even coherent. So you start wondering if the guy was like...
No, I would not go 3 months without shaving and be grizzled DSP. Okay. Mango, I agree with you. Yesterday, I basically had something that I wanted to say about, I think you're talking about the Moist Critical thing. I had something that I wanted to say about Moist Critical, but what ended up happening was all these things kept happening on the stream and it distracted the shit out of me, and I kept losing my train of thought, and then I couldn't give a concise, like I wanted to talk 5 minutes just about it so people could clip that, and what ended up happening, it became a 20-minute garbled, jumbled fucking mess, you know? It sucks. Because I wish I was way more concise with my words and I'd say it in a better way. I probably could do it better if I wasn't distracted, but the thing is I'm an interactive streamer. Maybe if I turned the chat off, right, and I had no distractions around me, maybe it would have been better, but I got distracted and then...
Reminder, Phil had notes to help him. I still fucking rambled and fucking got off point several fucking times. By the way, I'm guilty of this myself. Sometimes when I'm making videos, especially these kind of live videos, I'm very guilty of fucking rambling and getting off fucking point. I have been very tempted to try and make a Bankleaks video, but edit it. So in that way, I can cut out so much of my fucking rambling and just make sure it's only my fucking actual fucking points I'm trying to make in the fucking video. Because I had a video about the Bankleaks before, and I broke down step by step why it's fucking accurate and relevant. But it's a 30-minute fucking video, and a lot of that's just me rambling and pointing at Kiwi Farms and pages in Kiwi Farms, for example, and just give my own fucking takes. And it's one of those things where I could certainly, cut that down and make it far more concise and more palatable and more presentable as well, because it's not, but it's one of those things where I'm tempted to go back to it just to make an absolute fucking complete, thorough, debunking video, all the facts all cleaned up, all no fucking rambling like I'm doing right now, rambling. You get what I'm saying? So I might do that when I have time. But right now it's fucking hectic with work for me, man. It's one of those things where it's like I name bingo every day and then I work as well. Tomorrow's day off, so maybe I'll look into it tomorrow. Who knows? We'll see.
The next thing I know, I was like, what was I saying? And I got fucked up, It doesn't matter because I really, like I said, I very, very, very much doubt that someone like Moist Critical would care about what I have to say. You know what I'm saying? Like, I really doubt it. I mean, he seems like a really nice guy, and he seems very smart. But at the same time, I don't think that he's going to really care to get the full situation. He's the kind of guy that, I got stuff to talk about today. Let me jump and follow the drama around this guy, the drama around that guy, and talk about it as a topic on my show, as opposed to, gee, I wonder what the real inside story is on that. Because the difference between, for example, the story he started talking about with Boogie, right? What a different story of Boogie and me. The story of Boogie is that Boogie was someone who had 5 million subscribers on YouTube. His videos brought in insane, tremendous amounts of views to the point where the guy was actually filthy rich, okay? And over the course of years, Boogie essentially squandered his money. And that's really what he was talking about when he started talking about Boogie on his stream, how sad it was to see Boogie make a video appealing to his audience saying, I need help. That's sad, because this guy used to be at the top of the YouTube game. He was one of the top YouTube gamers, you know what I mean? And all that's gone away, right? Then someone says to me, or says to him, what about DSP? And he's like, nah, DSP's a different situation. You know, basically his whole shtick is kind of begging his audience constantly and stuff like that. And then he played the scorn clip. And if, you know, and you can immediately tell from the things he's saying on the stream, he doesn't get me. He doesn't watch my content. He watches the detractor shit about me, because that's what they say. They say Phil was banned from Twitch. Phil's channel doesn't even show up in search when you search for it. All Phil does all day is beg on his streams. Like, you know, these are the talking points of the detractors over and over and over. And he literally touches upon it again and again and again. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's hitting every point. Bing, 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 bing. And it's like, damn. You can literally see he watched today's videos, right? You see what I'm saying? But then, if you actually watch my content, you realize that's not the case, right? You know that. You know it's not the actual case of what's going on. Is there times when I ask my audience for help? Absolutely. And probably too much. And that was kind of the sign of self-awareness that I had yesterday. That scorn situation was bad. I shouldn't have acted like that. I was out of line because I was very upset about so many things going on that particular week. And then it compounded with a game that was really good that turned into shit. And then a bunch of fucking idiots coming on my stream making fun of me, but yet still nothing positive coming out of it. It was just like shit on shit on shit on shit. And then me trying to be honest with my audience and not relaying myself in a proper way. That pissed everybody off. It was just like the perfect storm of shit, right? So it becomes the clip of the week. Oh, here's Phil acting like an asshole this week, right? And that's what happens is I'm a flawed human and I make mistakes like that. But at least I can look back and be like, yeah, that was stupid. I shouldn't have acted like that, right? But it does hurt me and pain me to see other content creators just watch the highlight and think that's Phil. And like I said, 2 days ago, I did a Halloween marathon. I was on the stream for somewhere of like 10 to 12 hours. And during that stream, I didn't once shill or really say anything in regards to, I always say, hey guys, just, you know, this is my only stream. If you want to support it today, please do. It'd be great, you know, to hit the goals, because I'm not going to have a double stream today like I normally do. That was it. There was no begging or anything like that. And I was on the stream all day long, right?
So Phil wants Moist Critical to watch 10 to 12 hours of a Phil marathon to get the real Phil. Okay, I'm sure he's willing to give up his entire fucking day to fucking watch that. Hey, Darcy the Phil, hello. Just got so Darcy the Phil just says just got in. Did you start watching yesterday's show again? This is a word for word rerun. It sounds very familiar. This is fucking deja vu vibes I'm getting here. Deja vu vibes I'm getting here. But he's responding to a summary in chat. It said something about Moist Critical. So Phil is basically just kind of going over what he said yesterday, essentially. Yeah, deja vu, Matt, big thing.
But yet, people, all Phil does is beg. Did you check out the fucking longest video I put out in months? The marathon didn't even happen. But this is what people like to say and do, and it's bullshit. And I'm tired of the bullshit, basically. That's why, again, that's why I want to be interviewed, because I think people are in a situation I'm not.
Hold on a second. SCP Sophie says even RTU is clowning on him. Oh, RTU clap back. I see. 2 seconds. 2 seconds. I need to... Hang on. I need to fucking... to see what Soph's talking about, I need to fucking pull up my bingo. And I need to fucking click. So I go in my own bingo and I go in my own chat just to get Sophie's link, and there we fucking go. So what's been said here? What's been said here? For fuck's sake. Oh my fucking god. Good morning, never forget May the 1st. Hashtag May the 1st. Well, stop making her cry, says Meerkat. Oh my fucking god. Yeah. Well, I fucking go. RTU just getting his daily dose of fuck you DSP in before he gets home his fucking day. Good on him, good on him. Well, we got no, yeah. A fucking Meerkat made a random ass tweet in between the fucking show. So what was it? What was it said here? Aye, Meerkat's. But when I'm watching a King Jad VCMP restream, I can't help but picture this guy from Samurai Jack. If you know, you know. I've never seen this show, but yeah, I didn't realise it. They stole my image. Oh, what do you know? And Shinko nodding his head. No wonder Kat couldn't see the hairballs and left the candle. She was crying when she left. Barrett Bell says that's a very good fucking point. She probably was, greeting her wee eyes out, yeah. Ah, for fuck's sake, yeah. But fucking RTU, it deserves to fucking take shots at Phil, because Phil's been an absolute arse with him. So yeah, fucking get your money's worth, RTU, why not?
Under the impression that I'm just like super duper over the top rich or you know, I've squandered everything. It's not even the case. The thing is, I just get fucked with so much I can't even get a consistent living anymore, because these people keep fucking with my stuff constantly. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, all right, one more tip, and then we gotta get this show is going way too long. Now the same person who I told was not going to talk about review tech tipped again to talk about review tech, and I said I'm not talking about that. Now tipped again to say that I'm being a nasty jerk. No, I'm just ignoring you because you're being obnoxious and you're not listening to me. It's not your stream, it's mine. Okay, guys, it's time to end the show. This is taking too long. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the show. And thanks for the support as well. You know, we didn't get started with the game yet. Having this level of support is great. Thank you for the help. And it's time. Absolutely, it's time to get this show on the road, as they say. All right, guys. So thanks so much, and happy Thanksgiving.
I forgot about that fucking ridiculous Thanksgiving end screen thing. There's something I want to do very quickly. Very quickly, I want to do something. Bear with me. Total tips. Let me count up all the total tips Phil got in the month of... Oops, that's too far. Fuck off. I hate it when it fucking does that. It jumps all the way to the fucking top. 2 seconds, guys. 2 seconds. 2 seconds. October. Okay, there we go. Wait. There we go. October. That can't be fucking right. Oh, it's because it fucking... Yeah. Hold on. Here we go. Phil Burnell and tips for fucking, October. All together in October, Phil Burnell got $5,896 in tips. Just tips alone, he almost got $6,000 throughout the month of October. That's what I point out, he's had a very well supported month, he got done quite well in general. Yeah, there were 2 bad days, but overall, he had a lot of fucking good days as well, despite all the fucking whinging and bitching and crying and moaning he did in between then and there. Yeah, nobody's asked where Cartoon Phil went.
Alrighty then. Okay, let's swap over. Let's see here. Here we go. Swap over here. Let's see. So I did look it up, and I think this is where I had my webcam for when I was playing Gotham Knights. I think this was where it was not intrusive to the stuff. Let me double check that. I'm pretty sure I checked it, and it's supposed to be upper right. Nope, it's mid left. So I was completely wrong. Let me move the camera to where it's supposed to be. Absolutely wrong. Okay. We good? I think that camera is centered. It's hard to tell because it's in a black background. I won't know until we have a better background, I guess. Where's the leaderboard? The fuck? Oh, I'm on it. There we go. Okay. What's up, Kagome? How you doing, man? Gotham Knights is right there. Okay, so before we get started, as I told you guys, I gotta go get my comforter and check on it and make sure that it's dry. I'm likely to have to do a second cycle. Comforters usually take a while to dry, like several cycles. So let me go do that quick. I'll be right back and we'll start. Okay, thanks. I'll be right. I'm not gonna run an ad. I'm not gonna monetize you guys. I'm just gonna mute the mic, be gone for like 2 minutes.
Him fucking bringing that up is also a form of begging because he could have just fucking left and added a minute. He didn't fucking have to fucking mention the fact that he's fucking going to not run an ad. That's like fucking me going on and on about you guys. I could fucking tell you guys all non-fucking stop. By the way, guys, I don't monetize my fucking videos. Wait, I don't. That's fucking fact. But if I fucking brought it up all the fucking time, you guys will be like, okay, what the fuck? We don't need to fucking know that. That's not none of our fucking business. It's not fucking pertinent to the fucking point you're making. You're randomly just fucking bringing it up at the fucking blue for no fucking reason whatsoever. Why? Phil Burnell is just doing this at the fucking blue, randomly saying he's not fucking running an ad, trying to fucking say to his fans he doesn't fucking beg, but him fucking telling his fans he's not going to run an ad. It's basically a form of fucking begging because he's fucking trying to tell him he's such a fucking kind guy. He's not going to fucking try and monetize him, but at the same time he's fucking telling them this so they might monetize him as a thank you. That sounded like a very, very random fucking rant, I know, but you get what I'm fucking saying. Phil's begging without begging, kind of. It's like some sort of fucking, double standard begging of sorts.
Minutes to be right back. Okay.
I'm going to fast forward the shits because we are fucking behind by 30 minutes, 35 minutes. Okay, jump forward there. Okay, we're not too far away from now. Hang on. Here we go. Phil is back here. We're listening out for On Demand and Bills before he starts recording for gameplay.
Alright, guys, I'm back. Alright, I could use some nice chill gameplay in Gotham here today. Stressful day, everything here behind the scenes going on with Jasper throwing up everywhere and, stuff going on. And I really need to unwind and just have a good time with you guys. It would be nice to have a nice, relaxing stream of Gotham. I need it. I really do. So hopefully everything goes well today. I guess we'll see. Hopefully Gotham will be interesting and fun, right? Jason's going to play the Harley Quinn mission. Well, if I remember correctly, I'm trying to remember what we even did last time we played this. It's been over a week, right? What was the last mission structure we did? Was it Clayface? I think it was Clayface.
Why didn't you just fucking watch our most recent fucking video on it and brush up on where you fucking left off? Is it because you can't even stand your own fucking content? How the fuck do you expect anyone else to fucking want to watch your content if you cannot be arsed to watch yourself, not even the last 5 minutes of it?
Let's see what's available, because I don't even know what's available. Let's see what's in the game right now. Take a shot. Yeah, taking a shot midday is not going to solve my problems. It's just not going to solve any problem. Trust me. Drinking does not solve problems. It just creates additional problems or accentuates the problems you have. I can tell you that from personal experience, okay? Drinking is not the way. Had we just finished Clayface? Is that the last thing we did? Phenom Nightwing, but I thought that I was going to switch. See, I don't even remember what the hell we're doing. See, I'm so confused. This is on my new TV, by the way. It should look a little better. A little different. All right. All right, let's get started. Here we go. What's up, X-Shooter? How you doing? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to...
Well, god fucking damn it, that's the end of goddamn bingo. We were 2 away from a full house. For some reason, Phil did not say bills, which is incredible to me. I know it's the start of a fucking month. Usually around this fucking time, he does tell people he's got 2 big bills coming up. Plus it's his day off tomorrow, and I thought he really would have fucking mentioned the fact he needed money for that as well. But no, he didn't fucking mention bills. Maybe he's fucking trying his best to not sound as fucking desperate as usual to fucking ask for money all the fucking time. I don't know. All I know is that Phil did not say bills, and that is a bizarre fucking thing indeed. There you fucking go. We were so close to a full house. Sadly, it was not to be, and Phil is off tomorrow as well. So there'll be no more bingo until Friday. I'll be playing bingo again on Friday for you guys if you wish to join me then. I'm not sure what I'm doing tomorrow, stream-wise. If anything, I might play... I might do nothing. I might do something. I generally have no fucking clue what I'm fucking doing, to be honest. You know, it's one of those things where I just have to fucking wait and see what I can be arsed doing, I guess. You know, but it might be something, it might be nothing. Who fucking knows? But I am going to... Well, before we go anywhere, let's go to live DSP and see where he's at for, like, support.
It doesn't have good graphics. Outside of that, he kind of does check off the boxes of everything else.
50 buckaroos. Phil has got 50 bucks and he's not even had 1 minute man's tip yet, so Phil's having a decent wee stream already. 50 bucks without even 1 minute man, so that's like going to be 70 or something, or 75 at least. So Phil will probably hit the hat goal at the very least on the stream, which will satiate his fucking financial desires for now, at least until the night stream comes up later on. But yeah guys, I'm going to call it quits there. But guys, thank you very much for joining us on DSP Bingo. I do appreciate everyone that super chatted, that tipped as well. It kept me writing the bingo card. Some of you guys kept me writing the card for things I missed. I do appreciate everyone's help and input, and sadly it wasn't a full house. We're going to get a full house very soon, and one of you guys will be able to win 25 quid as a prize off me when we do get a full house again. We've had 3 full house winners before, but it's been a while since we've had our last one, so we are due one. But guys, thank you once again for joining me. I do appreciate it. And there you guys, enjoy your Phil's day off tomorrow. Phil's not streaming tomorrow, so whatever happens, I might see you tomorrow, I might not. I don't know what I'm doing yet, but enjoy the rest of your Wednesday anyway. And if I don't see you tomorrow either, enjoy the rest of your Thursday, whatever you end up doing with it. And I'll catch you guys at the very latest on Friday for some DSP bingo, and we'll see how desperate Phil is then for money. Because obviously, I'll be, you know, you have 2 big bills. Why is it auto fucking... I don't want to fucking automatically fucking play, and it's not... I don't even know what the fuck happened to the fucking thing now. Stop fucking playing automatically. Oh, for fuck's sake, stop. For fuck's sake, every time I try... No, go back away. Okay, there you go. I'm fucking... YouTube's fucking pissing me off. Right, okay, guys. Right. So, thank you very much, guys, once again. I do appreciate everyone joining me and all that. And, yeah, I'll catch you guys on Friday the latest for some more DSP Bingo. Hope you have a good time. Thanks once again, and I'll catch you all later. Peace out.
On September 14th, a pre-authorized payment of $16.51 from PayPal.
All right, Luna Mills has tipped me $1.30. It says, "I'm back. What's your favorite type of shower?" When you're showered in money, when you go outside, all of a sudden, greenbacks start falling from the sky, and you raise your face up. You're like, oh, you start dancing. You go, oh, money, money, yeah, yeah. All right, I don't know what the hell you're talking about, but thank you for the first tip of the day. Money, money, yeah, yeah. Money, money, oh, money, money, yeah, yeah. Money, 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 yeah, yeah. Money, money, oh, money, money, yeah, yeah. These contributions are mandatory. Money, money, yeah, yeah. Money, money, oh, money, money, yeah, yeah. Money, 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 yeah, yeah. Money, money, oh, money, money, yeah, yeah. These contributions are mandatory. and it's gone, just gone like that in an instant, fucking gone.